And the reason why I like using a magician's cloth is because I can go, wah! I can yank it away, and then it's the big reveal, and we all go, oh.
It's the little things, and that's important.
It's the little things. By the way, it's session 16 of the Dam. Happy New Year.
Hey,
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
We took a hiatus over the holidays between holidays and sickness and good health.
That one's on me.
We're all here. No, we're all here. We're not all here, actually. Tim is currently slumming it in Belize. And Nick had a baby.
Yeah.
So they're doing baby stuff. He's gonna be out until they adjust their new life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been 18 years.
Yeah. It probably, I think it took us like 2.5 months before we started gaming again when we first had Charlie. We waited a little bit until we got back to it. So we've actually already rolled initiative, but we need to do our Fortuna Misfortune pools.
This time I'm gonna keep it. Yeah,
I've got
keeping
this.
it.
That's a dose. Just a 2.
3.
That's a 4.
All right,
4.
so four fortune to you.
How misfortunate.
Bully for you, as Ron Swanson would say. So congratulations. So it's been a little bit, but maybe we could talk about last session because we did. I think so. Everyone was here for the last game, right? I think we were all here for that.
Yes.
I was here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tim and Nick were out. We're the only people who were out. No, Tim was out.
Adam was out.
No,
weren't
Adam was here.
on the last one.
Espillicent, Thomas, Guillaume, Clovis, Tiberius, Pipistrella. So the people who weren't here was Clovis. That's it. Just Clovis.
You were here last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't here the time before that.
The reason
Yeah.
I know this is because I took a little note card
I was last
to
in the
determine
house.
where people were at when things happened.
Smart.
But let's talk about last session. It's been a bit. So we actually picked up, at the beginning of the session, we picked up in the swamp where Pipistrella had walked away with the small girl, if you remember this.
The
That's
Baron's
right.
daughter. Yep.
That's
yep.
right. Okay,
Yeah.
it's coming back.
And then found the lady of the lake, but it wasn't a lady. It was something different.
It's a thing in the lake.
The
It
thing in the
was
lake.
it was a good guy.
Victor.
Yeah. It was someone
something.
that was protecting us.
Yeah.
Swamp thing.
Name began with an E, correct?
I think so. Something like
It was
Edgar?
Edward.
Edward.
Edwin. Yeah.
Edwin.
Little girl was talking to Edwin.
When
We went after Charlotte, trying to see if we could find her and the child because they had entered the swamp while we had been investigating something else.
That's right. You talked to the local hero whose name escapes me, but he was infirmed.
Yes, he was.
Recall.
Damn near had a heart attack when we ran into a bunch of
Apple goblins.
apple goblins, presumably, who surrounded us in the wooded swamp before we eventually found Pipistrella. There was no combat, just a
Creepy giggles.
Yeah, Pipistrella like
Creepy
went after
giggles.
them.
And that is, that's kind of where we went later, right?
Yeah.
We decided we're going to go find this witch in the woods who's turning children into apple goblins.
So you go down the path and you find
Apple
the
tree.
petrified tree where the folk of
Oh, the
Sutton
rotten people inside.
they've been tying up the
The
black
dwarfs.
the black
Who
pigs
jumped in there?
I had
Tiberius.
Tiberius peeked over, but I don't think I was wondering.
Actually, I think it was Pipistrella.
yeah, Pipistrella went
You,
down in
you
it.
jumped in it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Found the bones
At
of...
first, though, you had to climb up, so
Yeah.
I was up above it. Now I'm down in it.
It was pretty nasty. It was like remains of animals and other things amid the forest swamp. By the way, if you like music and pop culture, this is the podcast to listen to.
It's my favorite album, by the way.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
It's a good
it's
album.
pretty good. Yeah. Pretty Hate Machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did like the Downward Spiral where he did the track with Aphex Twin.
Which one was
It was
that?
the bonus track that you had to listen to the end and tape.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've listened to it a lot. I didn't
Yeah.
know he did that with Apex Twin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Pipistrel leaps into the tree and finds the remains of all these animals, and you start to follow the tracks deeper into the swamp to find the Witch of the Woods. And what do you see?
Well, that was the. So that's whenever the sickly-looking apples. Eventually, as we begin to climb out of the swamp, that's whenever we start to see these massively, impossibly large, healthy apple trees.
Yeah,
Uh,
tall, soaring apple trees.
which we
Middle
did
of the swamp.
not touch.
That's not true. I actually grabbed
Well,
one of the juicy.
Oh, did
juicy
you?
Apple.
Yeah,
Yep.
Ty
Did
Baker
you?
grabbed it.
Oh
I have a
no!
juicy apple.
Oh, that's bad news bears.
Coming through
It's a real
the
Cinderella story.
That's a Cinderella story.
coming through that apple grove, we came upon what it appears to be kind of a small village. And when we say small, it's both in terms of amount of buildings, but also size of the dwellings. A number of small dwellings surrounded a larger cottage.
I picture like
yeah.
real life. It's a small world after all. Kind of.
Yeah, it was like it was very calm, and the gardens were fruitful. It was like a place of peace in the midst of this strange swamp, and you started kind of like filtering out amid the village at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, we found a place to go in and check out.
There's the hearth was still going, if I'm not mistaken.
There was a pie.
Fresh pie. An ice chest or an ice room that I went in to go take a look around.
Yeah.
And things were going pretty well right up until the whole thing started moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of sucked.
I should have stayed by the tiny houses.
You should have.
I really should have.
Yeah, I regret that for you.
Now we got house napped.
Yeah. Hate when a house kidnaps me.
Full Baba Yaga.
That's why I don't walk into mobile homes anymore.
Now, like, the sense of direction is just shot.
Which way is up? I don't know.
So we kind of begin again inside the house. Espilicent and Guillaume have been thrown against the wall prone, while Tama, Clovis, Tiberius, and Pipistrella have managed to hold on as the floor kind of slides, that moves this way, canters one way and canters the other, and then eventually it kind of comes to a slow standstill, but you can still feel low tremors in the floor, and everything's kind of scattered everywhere. The pies up around the windowsill, these blueberry pies, have spattered on the floor. Blocks of ice have slid out from the closet. You can see baubles and other things are crashed against the ground. Books lie on the floor, have fallen out of a nearby cabinet. An armoire is swung open with clothes swinging out. All the windows in here, sorry, not windows, there were no windows. The door that led into here slammed shut. And it slammed shut. You can hear this kind of like heavy clunk sound coming from within the house. And as you kind of come to your feet and kind of get your bearings, it's not the feeling of the movement of the house beneath your feet, but almost like a slow, palpable breathing. Like you're inside something that believes reality. Like almost if you're inside something that's alive.
Did a house just eat us?
Yeah. Is there any way that I can, Guillaume can find a way to look outside? Just to try and track the movement of where this thing might be going?
So there are no windows to speak of in this house, at least that you can see from where you're at this main chamber. You come to the main door. It's not a heavy wooden door. There's a door, and it has like a turnable lock on the inside. But as you try as you might, the thing will not budge.
Oh, that might be a bad idea.
Yeah, I already tried.
Wasn't there another door
Basement.
towards what we believe may be a basement?
Yeah, there was a heavy cellar door that you'd initially removed chains from. But as this house seemed to consume you, the chains relocked themselves, and then we turned to the house.
Whoa!
Oh, that's dope.
So you can kind of see where you came in over here toward the main door. You can see the cellar door that slams shut.
I'm laughing at the use of the guy from Darkest Dungeon on the door there.
Yeah, the whole place is the interior of the house seems to be filled with a number of things. There are tables, or chairs. There's a hearth that still is fiery red hot with coals spread across the floor. There is an armoire nearby. There is, of course, the closet, the ice closet
Yeah,
right here.
Nice.
There are candelabras near the main door, where you can see two candles softly flickering as they come back to life.
Okay, so what's this?
There
larger
is a
double-
we'll get to that. There is, of course, in the back, beyond this kind of study-looking area, this like slab of stone with a single lantern resting on top of it that's not illuminated. And in the back of the house is a set of double doors. And as you kind of peek around the corner from there, Guillaume, you can see actually resting against a table, almost kind of in a sense, it's kind of like this figure made of porcelain and wood and draped in heavy leather clothing.
like a statue, but it's actually like clothed.
Yeah, it seems to be like this representative of what would a simulacrum of a person,
Gotcha.
an older, aged person, where they have you can see the porcelain features kind of make it look very lifelike, and you can see kind of like where the sleeves are pulled up, that where the wood of the arms are, there's actually rope that appear to look like ligaments wrapped around the wood. The wood is very, very old. It's got chips in it, and the clothing looks musty and old.
Do I recognize the face of this porcelain figure?
You do not.
Okay.
But the thing that really kind of draws your eye is around this thing's neck is this diadem. There's this gold chains. Sorry, it's a gold diadem
Okay.
that encircles like a red agate. And as you kind of look at the agate, you can see like underneath the agate where it's attached to the metal, there's like a letter K.
Okay. I'm gonna do my absolute best to try and sneakily pull that diadem off the figure.
Sneakily?
Yeah.
What's that mean? So nobody else sees you?
Oh, no, just like very gently, not like yanking on him and like pulling it away from anything, like trying to even avoid touching him. No. I have no problem with the rest of the group seeing what I'm doing.
Okay.
And I'm taking up everybody. Stop. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anybody else? No.
As you reach out toward the diadem, you can see where the light of the candelabras kind of capture, kind of flashing across it. And as you reach out, the thing comes to life. It steps off the platform, and its head turns toward you, and you can see these little porcelain features, like where its cheeks would be. You see it turn upward into a smile.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
Please, pardon me, excuse me. He reaches over and grabs a broom that's beside him, and he begins to walk with a solid thud and a scraping across the floor. This thing begins to clean the interior of the chamber of the house.
Oh my god.
Coming toward the pie, picking it up in pieces, you can see the hot gooiness of the sugar and blueberries kind of seeping between his fingers like such as he reaches down. This thing is soaringly tall. It's probably nearly 7 feet tall. And it's very long. You see the clothing it's wearing is kind of fitted to its form. It looks very, very frail. But it moves about and begins to pick up a dustpan made of wood and pick things up and begins to hum to itself.
Excuse me, can you understand what I'm saying?
It pauses in its labors. Oh, pardon me. Yes, sir.
What's happening here? Why is the house moving?
There's quite a mess for me to clean.
Yeah, I understand that.
Please forgive me. You're standing. He kind of points down with this like little finger, kind of unfolds like these little knuckles made of wood, and little wooden dowels that attach the fingers together as it kind of points toward the pie you're stepping. As you kind of lift up your boot, you can see the wet, hot blueberries are swished beneath your foot in your mail, in your armor.
Is this your place?
Oh, goodness, no. I am just the house servant. I'm Reginald.
Hello, Reginald. Whose house is this?
It was the mistress's.
Was?
Yes.
Tis the mistress's, he says. Forgive me, I must clean this up, but we can talk, I suppose, as I do my work.
Well, I would hate to stand in your way.
I'll step off the pie.
So, the mistress, does she have a name?
Oh, goodness. I can't seem to recall that fact.
Hmm.
Do you know where the house is going?
Oh, my. I can't seem to recall that fact.
Do you know how to stop the house?
Oh, my. I can't seem to recall that fact.
I'm gonna go over and
Oh,
grab his shoulder and say, "Can you tell us anything?"
What do you mean? Please be specific when asking me.
do we have our leave to go wherever we wish in the house? Are we your guest?
I suppose you are guests. Please do make yourself at home. There is a lounge there, he points toward where you can see the benches are overturned. I shall clean up the table forthwith and prepare something to eat.
Is the house still walking?
Well, you can't feel it moving beneath your feet, but you know when the best way I can describe this feeling is like, you know when you wake up and you're like hungover and like it feels like your eyes are vibrating? You have this kind of like feeling, and it's a discombobulation. Like it's not like outright vertigo, but you feel that the ground beneath you is uneasy and nothing is like straight. Everything seems to be slightly tilted or amiss, which would lead you to believe that the thing, maybe it's moving, maybe the house is breathing. It's hard to say. But that's the feeling you kind of get as you sense that, yeah.
How would we leave if we wish to?
Oh my. You're not the first person to ask that.
Where are the other people?
My mistress's servants live deeper inside the house.
Can we get there?
I suppose, he says, with a pregnant pause. There are many paths to the house.
Can you show us?
Oh, yes. He points toward the double doors that were right beside him.
What happens to be down in that cellar?
Oh my, I don't seem to recall that fact.
Would you mind opening it for us so we can know? We can see.
The servants of the house are explicitly forbidden from opening the doors.
Oh, we're not servants, we're guests.
Oh my, I don't seem to recall that fact.
I think they're responding to when you ask them to open the door.
You can see the little porcelain cheeks on it. It's kind of painted rosy red, but it's kind of flecked away over time. Like it kind of makes this kind of little mustache and kind of tweaks up. Kind of show as it begins to emote that its eyebrows are kind of moving at individual plates too. And deep within the recess of this carved head, there are these marbles, these cat's eye marbles that move like eyeballs on their own accord.
Oh wow. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the cellar door, and
I go with you.
I'm poking at the chains just to see if it gets a reaction from this.
Yeah, you lift the
Right.
chain, you lift the chains, and they're fastened shut.
Right.
And there's no lock at all. The chains are just looped through this kind of iron rung on the floor, and then through this iron rung on top of the cellar chamber, and just kind of looped shut.
As I pick up,
They were not fastened when you first came to the house; they were actually loose. So it makes no sense why they would be fastened as they are now. The links are unbroken.
As I pick up the chains, is there any reaction from Reginald?
No, not at all. It's kind of a heavy rattling. These are like big, like imagine like these are like chains that they use to chain a door. They're pretty heavy. And and you can get the cellar open by like maybe about 6 inches, but it's dark inside. You can't see inside of it. It'll lift up and it won't seem to go anywhere.
I'm gonna call into there.
When you call out,
Is anybody home?
there is this strange echo, like if you were to say something in an immense cavern. It just seems to echo deeper, reverberating deeper, deeper.
Seems like there's a lot more house to see. Reginald, how many of the mistress's servants would you say are currently in residence?
There are 7 servants inside the house, including me. His little mustache kind of twists up.
And they are they all made like you, or are they perhaps a little more flesh and blood like us?
They're mistress's servants. He kind of pauses. Oh my, I don't seem to recall that fact.
What's that over there? I'm kind of pointing over here at this this platform that was mentioned before.
That is the mistress's slab, he says.
Oh yeah, well as one has. Slab.
What does the mistress do on this particular slab? I know what I do with mine, but
It is the way that she passes in and out of the house.
I'm gonna go take a look at the slab.
You walk over to the slab, and it's actually kind of raised. You can see that there are furrows that have been carved into it, and there's like these geometric concentric circles within it. And at each point, there are 7 insets, like depressions. And as you look toward Reginald, you can see it's about fist-sized, but the same size as the red jewel around his neck.
Ooh,
Reginald.
can we use
Yes,
your
sir.
jewel?
Oh, hi. Cecilia asked the same thing. I did oblige, but she never returned.
That doesn't sound like a bad thing from our perspective.
Oh no, it did not open the living doors. It opened doors deeper within.
Okay. When you're who did you just say? Whose name?
Oh, a young woman named Vasilia.
How long ago was she here?
Oh my, I don't seem to recall that fact.
When you're Master?
The mistress.
The mistress, when she leaves, does she need, I don't know, 7 jewels, one from each of the servants to open this door?
This door, he points down the slab.
Yeah.
Only she can pass through it freely.
Okay, but is that what she typically needs, though, or 7 jewels from...
Oh no, he says.
What does she use?
The mistress passes freely throughout the house.
Capistrano, is this any of this? I'm kind of gesturing towards the geometric circles. I'm like, you seem to know magic of some sort. Yeah.
Well,
Does any of this make any sense to you?
I am given what one would call the gift, whereas at least members of the church who were able to talk to me openly after I had suddenly found that I was given the gift, or maybe a week or two before I went to my chapel, they have referred to it as the god gives us a part of themselves throughout the veil. And there are others out there who rob from the veil by using patterns, sequences, rituals. So I have been questioning many things that I've been told by the Church of the Custodian, if one would even call it a church. But they would say that whoever is doing this is robbing from the veil rather than being given it.
So I assume, and forgive me, my knowledge of miracles and other such things are not based off of hands-on experience. Are you saying then that this is outside of your realm of expertise?
Yes.
All right.
The mistress knows many things.
Great, let's ask her.
Oh my. Oh, she's not here right now.
Ah.
I'm so sorry, Reginald. You said Vasilia used this. How did she use it? I understand that the mistress can pass freely, but what did Vasilia require?
Oh, it is such a sad story when she came. Her parents had no light. She came to ask the mistress for wood, for coal, to burn on their hearth for the cold winter. She came seeking the counsel of the our mistress. She too inquired about the slab, but I had no answers. I did oblige, though. I allowed her deeper inside the house. Unfortunately, well, she's gone, but she left this. He holds up what looks like a small doll, like a long kind of dress and white ruffles underneath. It looks well worn. It looks like a small doll, like a child's doll.
So Vasilia was not very old whenever she called.
She had her moon's blood.
Do you mind if I see that doll?
Oh, of course. He kind of extends down hands and
Looking over this doll, is there any distinguishing features or marks on this doll that may,
it's kind of a creepy looking doll that's been, it's been well worn and stuffed with straw. Its little eyes are made of buttons. You can see that it has a smile kind of sewn into its mouth. These deep black featureless buttons where its eyes are. Its hair is raggedy and red.
But it kind of
Its hands are kind of stuffed.
If I squeeze it a bit, is there like any indication that maybe there's something else inside there other than straw?
Kind of just stuffed.
What was this doll? What did she call this doll, Reginald?
I don't seem to I don't seem to recall that fact. But she did carry it with her everywhere. But she left it on accident.
I see.
Can we go see her?
Vasilia? I suppose I could open the other door.
That'd be great.
I mean, only to get her doll back to her.
Oh goodness. She's in the September forest. I don't think you want to go there.
I think it sounds fabulous.
What is the September Forest?
Would I know that? Potentially.
No, not at all.
Okay, that just
No,
does not
unfortunately
ring
not.
any. Okay.
It's where some of the mistress's servants live.
Why would we not want to go there?
Ah, he says as he kind of picks up the table and flips it over with immeasurable strength, kind of setting it right. The mistress said that her name has power, so she and her infinite wisdom gave us these.
Starting with K.
What is after the September Forest, though?
Oh, this, he says, this will open that door.
Did they all start with K?
I don't believe so, but the sequence seems important, at least important enough for our mistress to hide it. I told the same thing to Vasilia, too.
And each one of our servants has that similar looking jewel necklace.
I don't seem to recall that.
Do you mind if we use your jewel to head deeper into the house?
I would certainly oblige. Will you not require a meal first?
I'm feeling good.
Check my actions.
Clovis is probably down for a meal.
Yeah.
I'll use it. No, I'm good.
If you want someone to be a taste tester for you, I can do it.
I'm good.
I used to have to do it at one point in my life, as I will accept a meal.
I assure you the provisions here are fresh and fair.
They're not magical in any way or sorcery.
Magical? Oh my, I don't seem to recall that fact.
Nope.
So we don't recall if it might be tainted with a curse or something like that. I believe I'm okay. I think I'll just travel light today.
What does curse taste like?
That's a great question. It's nothing I would want to taste out of that shit.
I'm gonna say no to food.
Smells gross.
Just thinking, yeah, rancid egg and like goat cheese.
Pipistrello will have some.
The cursed taint.
Yeah, and
You're welcome.
it's great breaded.
He begins to.
You haven't got it prepared correctly. You gotta get cursed taint that's baked.
He begins to take flour and yeast and sugar and lays it out on a cutting board and begins to prepare a dough and humming to himself the entire time.
What's that song you sing?
Oh my, I don't seem to recall that fact.
Just because I'm obsessed with pushing buttons. Is there probably not anymore since we stood up. But Reginald, you wouldn't happen to have any water on you, would you? Like a pitcher?
Oh, of course.
That'd be great if I could just get a pitcher of water.
He brings over a decanter that appears to be filled with a cool spring water.
Thank you. I'm gonna let him go back to his work. Real fast. I would just like to pour the decanter of water onto the fireplace.
Okay. The hearth dies down, and he says, "Oh my." He picks up a poker and begins to rifle through the ash, trying to find the hot coals, and begins to put thatch back into the hearth.
The house doesn't seem to react in any way, though.
No, it extinguishes the fire.
As he's going through those, looking through the coals to see, kind of looking over his shoulder there, do I see anything else amid those ashes and coals and such?
Just firewood, thatch, accelerants that you would use to start a fire with.
Bones, children.
No. No bones, no remains.
Okay, not what I use to start a fire.
I heard no bones, no roommates.
No bones, no roommates. Keep your weapons here.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna go where Basilia went. After you're done eating, of course.
Making bread, that may take some time.
I'm preparing a blueberry pie.
It is a blueberry.
How long will that take?
An hour?
You want to play cards? You have some cards.
Indeed, I do. The mistress enjoyed parlor games.
Sure. Tiger's very unsure.
What game do you fancy? He pulls out the cards with his wooden fingers, creates a bridge, and snaps the cards.
I'd like to play Shacklefire.
Oh, one of my favorites. He deals out the card and says that pie is cooking.
We're playing cards.
Oh, I'm
well,
here
we
to
would-
oblige, he says.
It's a good game called Shacklefire. I played it.
Can't wait to lose money.
It's really popular in the
Just to reiterate
Fiabra
again,
way of life.
Reginald, you don't have the ability to just let us out of the house, right?
The ability? I don't understand your question.
May we be let out?
Can you let us out?
Oh, I am afraid you are here.
Can we open the doors ourselves?
You can certainly try, but it won't work. Only the servants are able to pass freely throughout the house, and the mistress too, but only in certain parts.
So you can pass through the doors.
He kind of reaches toward his chest. I have the key to the September forest, but I would never go there.
Well, after we eat pie and play our game, we should go to the September Forest.
I think we're heading through the double doors.
If you'd let us through.
Of course, I would oblige.
So perhaps the September Forest, eventually we would be through it? Is the September Forest outside of the house?
It is indeed outside of the house. It's just through the wardrobe.
Right, so if the house is moving, then eventually we won't be in September Forest?
Oh my, I don't seem to recall that fact.
I was hoping I could take a nap and you could wake me up when September ends.
Unfortunately, in September 4th, there is no cold November rain. It is perpetually cast at dusk.
And you said that was through the wardrobe or the double doors?
The wardrobe. He can points toward it with his arm. The wood and the ligaments of rope kind of you hear the tension of the ribs.
I think we're stuck here until we find a way out.
So it looks like we have two possible directions: a wardrobe with double doors. Basilia went through the double doors, and whatever September Forest is, I guess, is the wardrobe.
Oh, I'm sorry. He corrects himself. The diadem opens different doors at different times. Sometimes the September forest is through there. He points to the door you came in.
Oh.
Other times it is beyond that stone wall. He points at the flat stone wall, not far from the chamber. Sometimes it's beyond the ice closet, and other times he he cranes his neck down, looking down at his little eyes, the marbles kind of move downward, looking toward the cellar door.
So it's luck of the draw.
Oh my, I don't seem to recall that fact.
So right now, the September Force is through.
The wardrobe, I believe.
And we need that gemstone to get to the September Force.
Yeah, we simply put it on the slab.
All right.
Let's do it.
Real fast, last question. What's in the September Forest?
Oh goodness. You may want to sit down for this one.
Consider it done.
The mistress has many children, and some of them are very, very naughty. She has two, Burgle and Bargle. They live in the September Forest.
Is one of them named Edward?
No.
Okay.
Burgle and Bargle are very naughty boys.
Are they apple goblins, perhaps?
What?
Oh, kind of small creatures, maybe 2-3 feet tall, something like that.
Well, I'm
Long,
normal,
gnarled
I
heads.
don't seem to recall that fact. No, Burgle and Bargle are. Well, they fight over the stone.
Which particular stone is that?
The purple one.
Is it similar to what's around your neck?
Maybe. I would assume. The mistress told me that all the stones fit together.
Oh my, okay. I kind of lean over to Gilly, and I say quietly, "I think we should go find all these stones."
I think that is about the only way that we would have two things: getting out of this house. I don't know if you noticed, but there seems to be some lettering on that thing.
Yeah.
So, if there's power in a name. It would be quite nice if that got spelled out for us as well.
Tiberius is at this point, by the way, kind of pacing around the room, like just kind of hand shaking, getting a little sweaty.
Can I get you anything?
How much longer on that pie?
I'm just now putting it in the oven. He opens this massive jaw with the iron and kind of shoves the pie inside of it and closes the hearth as it begins to kind of roar. You can feel the heat kind of build up. You can see where the mortar is broken in the hearth that kind of stretches toward the roof. There are breaks in the mortar where you can see like redness kind of emanating and ebbing.
I spent about 2 years of my life in a space just a little larger than this. I wouldn't mind if
Tiberius, let's keep playing cards.
Sure.
And I'm just kind of riding the wave at this point, trying to keep Tiberius calm.
The pie eventually is done. It's hot. It smells really good. Shall I serve you a piece? He looks toward Pipistrella.
Of course. Thank you. Is she...
Small or...
Oh, I am feeling a bit peckish, so medium.
Forgive me, he looks toward Guillaume. Would you help me get the creamed ice out of the closet?
Certainly.
The chocolate or vanilla? Which do you prefer? He kind of waits for your name.
Oh, I'm a chocolate girl.
Just so. I'm afraid I didn't catch your name.
Oh, Pipistrella.
Ah. He smiles. Well, porcelain things that twist up. Will anyone else prefer pie or creamed ice?
Yeah, I'll go for a slice. Why not? Oh, and Guillaume, by the way. Nice to meet you. And I like put my hand out to actually try and shake his
Wonderful.
hand.
Would anybody else eat the pie?
I will not eat the pie.
I will not eat the
Okay. For those who eat the pie, you move one step up the damage and peril condition tracks.
Nice.
And then I'm going to the ice closet, I believe, yeah.
It is scrumptious.
Yeah, it's my mistress's recipe.
Have you ever had a blueberry pie before?
I've had blueberry pie before, yes.
Have you?
No.
Pie is very, very nourishing.
Well, you had blueberry. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Well, imagine how wonderful that could be. Surrounded by light, flaky crust. It's wonderful.
You're still standing, so
Mhm.
do you feel okay?
I feel right as rain as she like struggles, but then eventually brings about as she hasn't moved that way in a long time. As you hear some snapping, and then she comes back around.
Some rough passings there. Yeah.
It's wonderful that you enjoy the food, but now that you've had your nourishing meal, maybe perhaps we can head to the September Forest, anywhere but this room. Please.
I'm ready to go.
If you need to rest before you go,
We do not.
you can always return here. I can lay out the cots.
Great.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Lay out the what?
With the cots. I don't think you want to sleep in this.
Cots.
I don't think you want to sleep in a September forest.
What was your name again?
Reginald.
Reginald. That's right.
Reginald Jeeves.
Yes.
Do we ask you?
Just ask Jeeves.
No.
Yes, of course. If you have any questions that I can answer, simply posit them.
I'm ready to go. I'm with Tiberius.
I'm gonna hold my hand out for the jewel or whatever. Or how do we enter the September Forest? Can you?
Oh, please let me oblige.
Thank you kindly.
His leather boots, his wooden feet in his leather boots kind of scrape across the floor like a manservant. He kind of scurries over, and he leans down as tall as he is, and he kind of removes the jewel from around his neck that's attached to the kind of like leather string, and he kind of places it into the slab, and you can see there are 6 similar depressions inside of it. Oh my.
What?
I think it's the cellar this time. Or no, wait. He walks over, he kind of goes over to the armoire and opens it up, and you can see it's filled with coats and cloaks. Oh no, this is it.
I'm gonna head towards that armoire. Look inside of it.
It's filled with coats and cloaks.
I'm gonna push the coats and cloaks aside. What do I see?
It's long, dark, pitch black hallway
I'm gonna go ahead and
with this tiny mote of light at the far end of it.
I aggressively jump in front of you and take lead.
Who has light?
I can light, no problem.
literally nothing to help with light.
Bringing up the rear, eventually you do see a torch get lit up from Guillaume.
Cool.
Who, is
You hear
possessed.
these?
Oh no.
Will
I'm
anybody do
feeling-
anything else before you leave the house?
Uh,
I think I saw Pip grab another piece of pie to bring with her.
when I was in the ice closet with this thing kind of rotating around, the September Forest entrance rotating around, did I see anything that seemed out of place within the ice closet?
Just a small ice closet, no more than perhaps 3 yards by 3 yards wide by 3 yards deep, maybe a little bit higher than where you can reach with your hand.
Yeah.
It was lined with shelves that it was very, very cold inside. It feels like it's pretty deep underground, in fact, with the ice blocks. Although they are melty, they're not melting. There's like little rags set beneath of them to keep the ice fair. But no other doors that you saw.
May we take a piece to go?
But the pie?
Yes.
I don't see why not. I mean, I did cut 6 pieces.
Oh, well, let's just bring the rest of the pieces then.
Shall I pack it for you for your
If you
trip
would,
to the
that'd be-
September Wood?
You were too kind. Yes.
He takes a bit of cheesecloth and wraps it carefully in that, tying it with twine, and kind of hands each of you a package of. So each of you, except for Pipistrelle, unless you're going to take somebody else's pie, you want to take both Guillaume. So obviously, our kind of rule is that if the player isn't here, the character's going to fade in the background. So if somebody wants to take Clovis's and Guillaume's pie, they can. Just keep in mind when they get back, they won't have it.
I'll take Clovis's.
So write down 1 piece of nourishing blueberry pie.
I will take Tomas.
And when you consume it, you move 1 step of the damage repair condition tracks.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the piece of pie that he offers me, then bolt through the.
Who did you take? I'm taking Clovis's.
Tomas.
Then I'm gonna bolt through the. Oh, more.
Pipistrelle, without really thinking about it, hands him a penny.
No, thank you. He gives it back.
Forgive me, I'm used to doing things for such kind service.
It's true. I make a living wage.
Yes, everybody's getting ready to head out. I will ask one last question. If you recall, Reginald, anything that Burgle and Bargle love or hate?
Oh my. They hate each other.
They hate each other.
But they also like each other too. I mean, they are brothers.
Okay. Anything else they would love, perhaps? No, that's fine.
They
like
love the
pie?
purple stone. I mean, all of the mistress's servants covet the stones. Thankfully, they cannot come this direction.
Indeed. All right, thank you. Yeah, we'll head through the armoire as well.
I'm like ahead of you guys, like obsessively.
As you come
Okay.
inside the armoire and you pass beyond, it seems like rows and rows of cloaks and coats and other things. Eventually, you emerge into a tunnel that is pitch black. In fact, your torch is instantly extinguished as you step inside. You kind of pause amid this, and you know the direction you came from because you can feel the wall. You can't see where you passed inside, but at the far end there is this like mote of light, the color of it's like a burning orange color that seems to flicker. Not like a candle, but like perhaps the light outside, further, deeper within the house.
After walking, I'm gonna rearm my shield and pull out my flame mace, just kind of make myself feel better. And he starts whispering to himself as he walks.
I'm like gung ho, leaving people behind, kind of moving
Okay.
forward.
It's very quiet. It's in fact, like it is right now, deafeningly quiet. As you're walking through the hall, you can't even hear your footfalls. You can feel your heart in your chest.
How's the quiver of my Widowmaker?
How is the quiver of it? What are you at? You don't have any corruption around it, do you?
Not yet.
Okay. It's not calling to you,
Okay.
but you know.
I stop. Because is it quiet enough that I can't hear the others, or is it that kind of quiet? Or
It's just very, very quiet.
Just
You're
very
all standing
quiet.
beside each other, and it's just really quiet.
I
here.
stop and wait for people to catch up, but
The sound of the house dies down. Like there's nothing to be heard in here.
whoever's right behind me, I grab them and I yank them and try to make them go faster.
Okay.
That'd be. I'm next behind you, I believe.
Tiberius.
Yeah.
You did share with me your dooming, correct?
I don't know that we've had that conversation. Perhaps. I was told that the it stops. Like looks at you. Like kind of looks you up and down. I guess we're in the darkness, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Looks in your general direction.
Looks you up and down.
Looks you up
generally.
and down where he thinks you are. You hear him pause. He goes, "The heathen will cut me down."
Well, perhaps if we run into any people who don't believe in the source, this may come in handy. As she draws forth a nail,
Mm-hmm.
and she starts to chant in a language you don't understand,
Most languages.
and it disintegrates in her hands as she is attempting to cast Doom Metal.
As you were casting that spell,
That is a great name for a spell.
Yeah.
Hells, yes, you are.
there is a
Cast the shit out of
a
it.
palpable distance between you and the custodian. You feel that which binds you to her, that the threads are thin, like they've come slightly unraveled. In order to cast your spells while you are in the house, you must channel power at least one step.
Okay.
Interesting.
Let's channel for a step then.
Do it. I've always believed in you.
Wait, I don't know. You're supposed to say before or after difficulty.
Sorry. When you're casting in the dark, we'll just make. When you're right by him, we'll make it standard.
Okay, yeah, let's channel for one step.
Okay. So that's routine for you.
Okay. And,
Yes.
76%. D6 as well.
Make it happen, Pip.
And a 93 will not do it.
Reroll.
Yes. Yes.
Fortune turn to a misfortune.
Let's make it more exciting.
You got this.
You gotta want it, Pip.
82 won't do it either.
Oh,
Not gonna happen. As the nail disintegrates and she leans forward and touches your arm,
Yep.
you don't feel any different.
Continue on.
I realize that like you guys aren't behind me, and I turn back and I run back and I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Nothing. That's
Come on.
Hither, knaves. Wherefore art thou?
Sorry, apologize. Didn't realize we were in such a rush to find Burgle and Burgle.
I ate so much I'm tired.
got the itis.
It's very quiet.
So I start booking it ahead
And
again.
you come closer and closer to where the red light is, and you realize that you're actually standing as you can emerge. You're not, because the darkness essentially just kind of eventually turns into this really thick shrubbery all around you, where the leaves have begun to turn, they begin to die, kind of brownish leaves, and you're kind of moving through the wood, through the brush. You can't see anything behind you, much like how you would pass through the coats, and you emerge into an exterior. It's a very thickly wooded place. All around you can see these tall, soaring trees whose leaves have begun to turn orange and purple. A place that seems to be on the verge of mid-fall. The sun has set on the horizon, casting kind of pink and orange haze across the horizon to the west. You can't see any stars, but while you are all here, you will always be in what the equivalent is dusk, so fleeting shadows.
Okay.
You want to spark torch?
Yeah, I'm gonna. If it's all right, if I can use that same torch that
Yeah.
kind of immediately got extinguished.
You try your best to light the torch, but it will not ignite. Like no matter how hard you try, or no matter what you do, even a little bit of application of oil in the striker, the torch will not ignite at all. While you are in the September forest, you cannot use any sort of light either.
So it's kind of like dusk right now.
Yeah, it's dusk, like right about like 8:30, like an autumn day, like 7:45, 8 o'clock, toward an autumn day. Like it just the light just kind of lingers. The sun lingers on the horizon.
Do we happen to see any signs of civilization, movement, traffic, anything that would suggest inhabitants?
Oh, before that, what we just walked out of, what does it look like on the other side? Does it look like a portal? Does it look like a hole in a cave? Does it look like where we just walked out of?
It looks like you emerge literally from the forest. There is no threshold nor door. You can see just a thick hedge of,
Yes, we
of
should-
dying brush.
We should probably mark this hedge.
I'd like to step back through the hedge.
Yeah, check to see if you could go back through it. I'll wait.
You
I'll wait.
emerge on the other side of the hedge in the forest. You
Oh.
can see him just across the way. You can see the flash of his bronze armor beyond the hedge, because the sunlight is kind of capturing upon the edges of the filigree of the armor of the tarnished knight that you wear.
Okay.
Tiberius sort of looks around, bewildered. It's so dark in here. The tunnel is. I'm kidding. No, this is. The door moves in the house. Why wouldn't it move in the forest either? We're gonna need to make sure that if we run into this vertical embargo, to remember to ask for another way out.
Tiberius is a master of deception. I don't know much about him, but he is very good at selling. Yeah, it's really.
I did not mean to imply that I want to deceive you. Tiberius looks very serious at that moment. I do not wish for you to believe me. It's
Tiberius,
merely a jest.
go ahead and take 3 breaths. That was just a joke.
Right, he's eyeing that loot on your back. He's been right.
Japery.
Boys.
It was a good-natured ribbing. So yeah, let's mark this guy. What do you say?
Let's go ahead. Even the hedge is not the portal at the moment. Let's go ahead and still mark the hedge,
Sure.
just in case we come back here and we can try it again. At least we'll know where this entrance is.
Guillaume will pull out his mortuary sword and just start cutting through very large, thick branches to where it looks very clearly like someone is trying to actually.
You can
cut
take the branches and literally mark it. X marks the spot.
Yeah.
You can see little rodents kind of scurrying this way and that. This is a forest that's very much alive with wildlife. You can hear the distant cawing of crows.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
You can see a few songbirds kind of nestled in the trees. You can see what appears to be a woodpecker's hole, like in a nearby tree. These trees are probably 75, 80 years old, tall, soaring oak trees with these broad leaves that have begun to kind of wilt. There's some deadfall around here, but because the trees grow so tall, there's actually not a lot of brush anywhere.
And we were in
It's a large empty wood.
the season of ash whenever we're outside of this September forest.
That's
It was
right.
hot, sweaty.
Yeah.
Okay.
This feels like it's just in a tinge of maybe 67 degrees.
Yeah. Just that fitting.
It brings comfort to those who were in heavy armor. You don't have to make toughness tests during the day
wear
to
leather, it
withstand
helps, too.
heat in the season of ash. But it feels like it's on the verge of nightfall. It's dusk.
Hello? Pipistrella calls out.
You call out, and the wind answers as the trees kind of move with a wind kind of above the canopy.
Am I able
The
to?
leaves kind of softly.
Am I able to skitter up a tree and kind of do a little 360 view?
You could. These trees are so tall. Their lower branches grow very, very high. So you probably have to climb up probably a good 20 feet before you reach the lowest branch.
Can I give it a try?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll boost you up.
Yeah. With a boost, do you have a skill rank in athletics?
Yep.
Sorry, I meant to ask you. Do you have a skill rank in athletics?
I do not.
Okay. Boost won't do you much good. He can't really hold you steady, but he can at least help you. At least you've got a foothold,
Okay.
right?
I'm tall. I know that.
So you won't get an assist die, but your test will become routine.
Okay.
This is a fail forward test. These old oak trees are kind of knurled, like you can see where they kind of twisted and grown upwards. Very healthy, tall, large trees, with some bark that's kind of flecked away, perhaps from some disease over time. But you can find some good footholds. It's going to be a routine test with this.
It'd be 50.
Fail forward. So
I got-
failure is not failure unless you crit fail.
Yeah, I got a 37.
Okay.
And I needed a 50.
You clamber up to the first branch and begin to make your way higher and higher and higher. And eventually you come to the near tallest branch. You can feel it kind of bowing beneath your weight. You want to walk out on top of it and try to look out over the canopy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You
Bird person.
take a deep breath. They're not bird people. They just wear
I'm
masks.
just weird.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just weird looking.
I'm just
Yeah, they
a
all
weird chicken-legged creature.
Like some of the Siabran wear like owl masks with like 3 sets of eyes.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah, some wear like
to it.
yeah, some they just wear straight. All just wear different masks. You swallow and you prepare to kind of walk out on the branch. It is going to be a challenging result test, just to give you an idea how high you are up. You're about 30 yards above the forest floor, and you can feel like the branch kind of give it. So you're withstanding stress, by the way.
Okay, so now resolve is one of the things I unlocked.
Yeah.
So this is above board.
Oh, nice.
So now I have 2 dots.
Nice. That's plus 20.
Heck
So-
yes.
20 on top of my willpower, which is 52, 62, 72, so 62.
Nice.
83.
You want to reroll? I think
Yoda just like looks at Pipistrella and then to Tiberius back to Pipistrella.
You get it. You look up toward Pipistrella and you lose her among the trees. You can hear her kind of like moving amid the branches. Some small leaves fall down.
No, I was saying like back on the
Oh,
ground.
not Pipistrella.
And I was be like, Tiberius, we might want to be ready for
Yeah, 'cause I
whatever
failed again.
happens to
You
fall.
failed?
You'll hear
Yeah.
the screaming first. As everyone's
Well,
standing.
you don't. This is not to keep from falling. This is enough to see how much gumption you can build to step out there without just getting completely like sweaty palmed.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sweaty palmed.
yeah.
I failed. That's
So
a test.
you gain 3 corruption.
All right.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that some of you are suffering from mortal sorrow.
This guy.
Yeah. So,
Two thumbs.
Pipistrella is not. It's
But it could not
Tiberius,
be
Guillaume, and Thomas.
Okay.
And there were 11 days to recover. It's only been 1 day. So, whenever you would suffer from mortal sorrow, you always gain 1 additional corruption, but you're not.
Right.
But you do gain 3 corruption, and you suffer 4 mental peril. You come out atop the branches that kind of bows beneath your feet, and you can see in the distance this vast rolling forest of autumn trees. Your eyes meet the skyline where the sun is setting. It kind of like its light cascades across the cumulus clouds, like a forest on the verge of maybe it's gonna rain, maybe it's not. The air is chilly up here. It's a bit wet. You can see this like large kind of movement of swallows kind of move through the sky together, separating, then reforming in a mass, and kind of going deeper into the wood. And you can see the pink skies overhead, but way out in the forest, you can see this distant curl of smoke.
That's what I was just gonna ask.
Yeah.
That's what I was just
You
gonna
scan the
ask.
horizon, you see no buildings.
Okay.
On the distant horizon, God knows how many leagues out, you can see the shapes of blue mountains and hills. But this forest kind of like imagine like the Appalachian area, like just kind of rolling forest with these low dells. You don't see any rivers, but you do see a little curl of smoke way out there.
That's what I was wondering.
That
Okay.
appears to be directly, if you were going directly toward the direction of where the sun is setting.
Okay. I'm gonna scurry back down and let everyone know
Okay.
the direction we're gonna go.
Go ahead and make a routine athletics test to scurry down, fail forward.
You just see Guillaume with the palm like, oh god.
Again, you'll hear the screaming.
I know, just want to be prepped.
She scampers down, and you see like flecks of bark tear off as her fingers kind of dig into the wood, kind of like coming down the tree, and then she kind of
How
like
I
almost
roll.
seems to kind of like walk with it until she falls to the forest floor up on all fours and kind of unfolds, picking yourself back up with the curious wooden mask on her face.
Forgot that you like are badass at the forest thing.
Yeah,
Outdoors
this
your
is
jam.
my jam.
People.
I'm very comfortable. I'm very comfortable here, guys. I wasn't as confident on that branch. That branch was a little tipsy turvy, but
So we should avoid that one.
avoid that one branch.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Which way are we headed?
Right where the sun is setting. I saw smoke, and I feel like that's where we need to go.
Look at her finger pointing and go, all right, and start walking in that direction.
Let's go.
Guillaume like uses like his hood of the hangman to like wipe his brows. He was very nervous watching you go back down and like throws it back on.
Is there anything you'd want to know from?
You can see
Our
weepy blood
friends
come
in
from
the
the
trees.
edge of the hood of the hangman.
You mean the crows?
Yes.
Forgot
I
you
mean-
could talk to crows.
We might as well see if we could befriend one or two and have them as a guide.
Also kind of becomes a question.
No, don't be shy. As I hold a blueberry in the palm of my hand out.
Go ahead and roll a charm test. This is going to be easy.
We might also discuss the possibility that we are indeed outside. Do we want to go back to the witch's hut?
69.
Nice.
24 will succeed.
Oh,
Where are we?
Yeah, precisely.
One crow begins to slowly descend down, and it settles on a nearby tree. Its little head kind of cocking this way and that, and in it inquires, "Is there more blueberries? Where'd that come from?"
Hey there, fella. Yes, there is.
Oh wait, we can't hear, but we hear crow, 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 crow,
And
crow,
then
crow,
you
crow.
hear, hey there, fella. Yes, there is.
Crow.
As this crow is smoking his.
With the extender on it,
Yeah.
like, yes. This crow's the best.
He takes off into the air and disappears into the sky, and you lose sight of it for just a moment.
Did you just steal your blueberry?
He asked if there were more. Where that came from, I did say yes. So maybe he's going to fetch others, or maybe he had his fill.
Maybe you found like a special kind of bird in something. Huh? Maybe.
Well, they are incredibly intelligent.
Probably do that.
Rascals, normally. So, it's hard to say. But we could wait here for a moment and see. Then if not, carry on towards the sun.
We
Hear the collection, a whole murder of crows begin to swirl.
Watching that.
Not
watching
just
that
one.
face.
Just holding
But-
the pie.
You see, you count 20 and you lose count, Estrella. As they begin settling into all the trees nearby, one ducks down and snatches the blueberry out of your hand swiftly.
Don't worry. This is much better than being in the center of a parliament of rooks. If you ever find yourself in the center of a parliament of rooks, you better tell a good story.
Is there a reason why we are surrounded by what appear to be hundreds, if not thousands, of crows? Was this part of your plan?
maybe they could
Did you
carry
not
us.
want to help?
Maybe, there's so many of them. Maybe they could carry us.
No. I'd imagine they would bump into each other and fight.
What are they saying to you?
Say, which one were you talking to before? Could you pick that one out?
Nos voilà blows! You hear it call out as suddenly all these crows begin diving down toward Pipistrella violently.
I go
Serpentine,
serpentine.
Rush,
I
I'm gonna
rush over and I form a.
swinging
Oh, wow.
in front, and, like place myself in front of Patrol if I can. Like dive in front of Rain Shark. Like
I kind of grab the Pipistrella and throw her into a ball on the ground and try to shield her with my body.
I'm not trying to hit any of them as much as I'm trying to wave them off, like let them know you come closer, it's gonna come.
Ah,
You get the hit me.
all right. We're gonna take a quick break. Now be back. So where things stand right now, we'll flip to the terrain, which is great. Just to clarify here, so this right here is Tiberius with his flanged mace.
Yeah.
This over here is Espilicet with her spear. This right here is Guillaume with his mortuary sword.
I dropped my spear, by the way, so that's gonna have to be my dirk.
It's okay. We'll get to that. And then this is Pipistrella
Yep.
with a little bow. And then because, unfortunately, my flock of crow figures are at Adam's.
Ah, Adam.
Yeah, I borrowed his game and I brought it back yet.
This guy.
It's my fault.
Monopoly.
We're not mad, we're just disappointed. You know that that's worse.
They're kind of all near the trees. So if we start at the top of the initiative, it's actually Pipistrella's first. So Pip, what do you want to do?
Pip is, I'm gonna just say she's still somewhat under the impression that things are going well, even though it's obvious that it's not.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, oh yes, and like she's going to like empty out her pocket on the ground in front of her, with the blueberries. Like me as a player trying to distract, but you know.
You want to distract the person
Yeah.
with like a dirty tricks, perhaps?
Yeah, sure, maybe we could do that. Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a handle animal test.
And the handle animal
This test will be, you have blueberries, it'll be routine.
69.
Nice.
88.
Oh no!
No.
Well,
First combat roll.
These are is this the blueberry pie or the blueberries you made?
Just the blueberries. The ones I always seem to have on me.
Yeah. Oh man! So a critical
Your
failure
dehydrated blueberries that
with
you
dirty
had.
tricks
Yeah.
actually means you suffer peril. So as you're kind of dropping these blueberries all over to distract them, you're getting more and more anxious. As you realize it's not doing what you anticipated to do. They're coming dangerously close. They begin pecking at your clothes. They're pecking everywhere at this point. As you suffer. Oh my god! 16 mental peril. I am so sorry. I just rolled a 10 and a 4.
Well, I am still unhindered.
Nice.
I have an impervious mind.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay, that's one action
God
point.
bless
What else do you want to do,
him.
Pip?
Pipistrella wasn't assuming there'd be violence and has already started her turn to throw the blueberries on the ground. So she's going to spend an action point to draw her scythe,
Okay.
and then she's going to bank an action point.
Okay. We will. All right. So, what's our initiative ladder at? Remember, we are in Fleeting Shadows. You cannot use assist dice, and you flip to fail perception-based skill tests because it is dusk. So, who's next?
Guillaume, it is your turn as I am passing the torch.
All right. As I now see this murder of crows just like pecking all over my small, very sweet friend.
Yeah, she's right here.
Yeah. We're not about that life. So, we are going to. Actually, I think Nah, screw it, because I love doing it. I'm going to do charge, and as a result, I get to do run amok because I am a pledge guard. So when charging, I get a plus 20% base chance to attack and perilous actions.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love
Okay. Well, go ahead and move
charges.
your figure to where you think you need to go.
Sure thing. So that'll be total movement of 12.
Nice. It's 2 AP. Remember, you cannot move diagonally.
That's correct. So 1, 2, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna try and get between that one and Pip. And then I'm just gonna swing. I'm gonna go ahead and attack.
Okay. You swipe at the murderer crows with what again?
My mortuary sword.
Nice.
I readied my mortuary sword and a metal shield.
Whoosh, whoosh. Okay. Go ahead and roll to strike. This is going to be routine.
Routine.
I'm sorry. Challenging.
Challenging. Okay, so
These are small crows kind of flying all over the place.
gotcha.
In fact, they're size small in the book.
So sorry. Okay, cool. So that's. Why can I not? Okay, there we go. Thank you. 64. 79.
You could re-roll it. There's 2 for. You know, I put the fortune points back on the battle map, please.
I'm gonna keep.
Thank you. There's 2.
Yeah. Actually, I kind of put myself already in front of where I want to be. No, I'm good. I'm good right there. So that is going to be the end of my turn. It is now Murder of Crows 1.
Murder. All right, love it. Let's get some real combat music going.
Love having a speaker.
Well, this first murder of crows moves, hustles 1, 2, 3, and as it stops, these kind of flood of crows stop around the both of you, and they begin to swarm both of you with a swarming attack. Their chances to strike are 55%. They can attack both of you at the same time.
And I'm not engaged with Pipistrella, am I?
You are not. I need to roll those cocked. 96. The swarmer crows kind of dart this way and that. And fortunately, you're kind of ducking and moving out of the way, but I think I'm going to re-roll that with a misfortune point. So, look back here to the training roll, all right here, of course, where it is. I'll put this coin back up there for you all. I'll re-roll, 55% chance to hit. I rolled a 20. It struck. Either one of you want to attempt to dodge and parry this?
I don't have any AP left.
Okay.
I'm not gonna use it on this one. I'm gonna see how things go.
Okay. You both suffer 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am still unharmed.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay. All right, so it's now the other murderer crow's turn. The other flock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 comes between the two of you, and they're pecking and swarming and mad flapping your wings for a 55% chance to succeed. I rolled it. This dice keeps getting cocked over here. I rolled a 92. But I'm not going to take that. I'm going to take and spend a misfortune point.
There it is.
To try to reroll that. So I have. I'm going to roll no percentile dice or not. I rolled a 96. So unfortunately, or fortunately for you all, misfortunately for me, one misfortune points will move back into your pool. However, for this murderer crow's last action, they are going to perform as they kind of swarm all about and stab and flap you in the face with their wings, which doesn't really do anything, but you could feel the tiny little pinpricks of blood kind of dribbling on your arms and such. They're using a stunning blow.
Nope.
Excuse me, specifically on Pipistrella.
Mm.
They struck, so you need to resist a stunning blow with toughness, and this test is going to be standard for you.
Okay, standard toughness is 52%, and a 75 won't do it.
Roll.
No, I'm okay.
So you will, if you have any AP banked right now, it's robbed, and you begin your next turn, you'll have to resist again to see if you lose an AP on that turn.
Yeah.
Until you finally resist or the end of combat comes around. Spillicin, it's now your turn.
I'm going to
Let's go.
charge.
Okay, let's get your thing moved over here. So you're the one with the staff there.
I'm going to charge over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Feel free to stand and move it over if you need to, or you can have a friend help. So you charge toward one of the swarms.
And then that's my 2 AP, and then I'm gonna take aim. Oh, I didn't grab my. I can't do that.
You could spend a fortune point to take aim for 1 AP.
Well, I don't
you
have
could-
my Widowmaker in my hand.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Too bad, huh? Get that dirk though.
I do, but I don't have it armed. I don't have it.
So you charge forth, no weapon in hand. You must
Yeah.
spend an AP to arm yourself. And what will you draw?
I'm drawing that Widowmaker. I'm drawing
Pitch
the
black
Widowmaker.
blade.
Yeah.
An absence of light appears at the hilt of the sword.
Oh.
It's like you say, it's 3 AP. You can spend a fortune point to attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
To melee attack. Okay. Your attack is going to be routine. Or sorry, challenging. My apologies. They're small creatures.
Here we go, Epi.
Melee, simple melee, right? 45, 35. 5.
Okay, you hit. Roll damage.
And since I did the charge, I get extra
Additional
D6?
1d6. Yeah, that's right. Whap!
3. Oh, wait. Wait.
What's your brown damage? Oh wait, no. What weapon are you using?
1d6 plus. Oh. CB. So 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 damage.
Mhm.
Nice.
Got a kid.
One of the flocks is unfortunately only lightly wounded.
That's okay.
He didn't do much. There's a lot of them, and you can have, as you swing your sword out, you take one down to the ground, and you stomp it as it no longer moves, but the swarm continues swirling around. The murder continues kind of swarming around.
I was a little flustered by the attack on Pipistrella, so next is Crow's 3.
Oh,
Well,
you-
crows are at 8. I just noticed that, by the way.
Mhm.
And I'm at 9.
Uh-huh.
Oops.
Oh, slip them out. Yeah, so it's actually Tiberius' turn.
My fault.
Oh, sorry.
Tiberius, what do you want to do?
I'm actually going to charge at this particular.
Okay, you can do that. Remember, no diagonal movement.
Oh yeah, no, I can allow.
If you can make it over to it, great. Yeah.
Oh,
You
shit.
charge forward. You got shield and flanged mace in hand.
Can
I
I?
seem to recall.
Yep. Can I take aim?
For 1 AP? Sure. Now you have no AP. You want to spend a
Well,
fortune
not
point?
exactly. I've got because charge lets me move 2 times my movement and attack, right?
No.
Oh, I thought charge.
Yeah, I was
Charge
gonna
is
say
a
add
mo-
more
a
to your
movement
damage.
action.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It is actions are divided by action, like you're categorized. So you have attack actions, movement actions.
Okay, I'm not going to
Variable
take
spends.
aim. Then I'm just going to charge.
Okay.
So I'll charge up and then I will attack.
Melee attack. Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be standard for you because you charged.
Wonderful.
Typically, it would be challenging, but because you charged, it would be standard.
Sweet. I have to add a d6. I've never charged before, so this is a fun, exciting experience for me. And that is going to be a 4.
Smash!
Success.
Oh,
Hold on. I just exploded something. So
Nice.
Give me just one moment here. 6. Oh, another 6.
Hey.
Oh!
Do it again.
And a 4. Okay, so that's going to be 16. That is 12 plus 4, 16, 17. 17, 23 points of damage, and I'm using a powerful weapon, which I believe, I don't know if this will work on a murder of crows, but I believe that this allows me to initiate a takedown.
So powerful. You got it right there in front of you. The qualities, but
Does,
powerful.
yeah, after dealing damage with this weapon at your option, the foe must successfully resist with toughness or be shoved away from you 1 yard. This movement does not provoke opportunity attacks.
Typically, I would say yes, do this, but the fact of the matter is, you did enough damage to kill the whole murder of crows in one flight. So you bat at them, and they just you stomp a few, you throw a few against the tree, you smash them with the flash mace. The other one you kind of bash with your shield, and the murder dissipates into the sky.
That's right, I have defeated murder.
Murder's the case.
It's a good day.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, turn around and kind of go. Just getting ready to kind of just taking a breath, looking at all of you, going, just hit him hard.
Adam, you can remove the last entry for crows, and it's Pipistrella's turn.
All right, Pipistrella needs to resist the stunning blow, right?
Yep, just standard.
Standard toughness is 52,
Do
and a 55.
It's a crit.
Resist?
What are you, me?
Holy moly.
No.
Stop pulling a Guillaume.
What the
There's
heck?
only one Guillaume.
Yeah, so when you critically fail to resist, you're defenseless
Nice.
until the beginning of your next turn. So you are still stunned. So you only have 2 action points to use right now.
All right, let's do this.
I got this. Yes.
I mean,
what do
you are
wanna do?
Pipistrella with the iron fist, so we never know what to expect from you.
That is
Yeah.
true.
So, Pipistrella getting confused and bewildered and like, how dare you? Just going to grab both of the side handles on the scythe and just swing up towards one of the murders of
Whoosh.
either the murder or the of.
Murder. How about attack the murder? Why not?
Okay.
It's already kind of beaten a bit. Go ahead and roll to hit. This is challenging.
All right, challenging.
Unless you want to take aim for an action point.
Wait, nah, she's
Which you
gonna
could
keep
do.
that.
Yeah.
Wait, no, she's defenseless. She can't.
You
Yeah,
can't dodge, parry, or use. You can't. Whenever you're defenseless, you cannot dodge. You cannot parry. You cannot resist.
Can you react?
You can't use any reactions whatsoever.
Okay, any reactions whatsoever. All right, so then, yeah, let's go ahead and aim.
Okay.
Make that. One is
I'll make it standard. By the way.
so 61. And a 95 won't do it. Let's,
Wanna roll?
yeah, let's push fate here a little bit.
Okay.
I'm just having a really
Alright.
bad night. Let's make it worse.
All
You
right.
got it. You
Do
got
it.
it.
This is yours, right
You
here.
got it.
This is your
Yeah.
night. This is your
This is
night.
the
Adam.
one.
You got rid of all the bad. you did.
71 won't do it.
Okay.
Ah, well.
You had the one, right?
Yeah, I had the one.
Whoosh, whoosh. You swing with the side, and unfortunately, the crow does nothing to abate the crow. It's just a blast of feathers as they kind of like
Yeah.
evade the blow.
And as I'm watching Pipistrella do this, I'm just like, stop thinking about wasting your blueberries.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do next?
That's it. Oh yeah. So it is now Guillaume's turn.
Sounds like plan. So Guillaume, seeing this stunned person who's not doing much at the moment, and being concerned already.
Check this
with,
out. Boom! You can remove the top of the tree so everybody can see the action.
Love it. So I am going to instead of the mortuary sword, I'm now going to ready my bullwhip,
Ooh.
Okay, so swap weapons out.
swapping weapons before I do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I'm going to do is attack the one that has not been lightly injured.
Lightly wounded.
Yes,
that's
or
unharmed?
lightly wounded. Yes.
Okay.
I am going to attack the unharmed one.
So melee attack. It will be a challenging test.
Challenge test. Okay. Ooh, can I take aim?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to spend an AP point to take
Wait for
aim.
the right moment, and that'll be standard then.
Okay. And then this is going to be. Sorry, just had to look that up really fast. So it'll be 54.
Nice. All right.
35.
All right.
So, as a result, I'm also going to use the takedown without having to do.
Yeah, because
spinning
it provokes
anything else.
a perilous stun.
Yep, so I can push it 1 yard away.
Unless it resists. However,
Unless it resists, right.
unfortunately, the murder crows are immune to perilous stunts because they are a literal murder of crows. Anything else you wish to do, Guillaume?
No.
You
Well,
wouldn't
let's
know until you try.
fair. Yeah, fair
Right.
enough. So 2 AP is what I've spent so far. Yeah, this is what we're gonna do. Last AP, I am going to probably provoke an opportunity attack, and that's fine. But I am going to hustle
Hustle away.
with 6, and I'm gonna go 1,
Hustle. Every day
2,
you're hustling,
3,
hustling.
4.
Okay. So you didn't move out of engaged with the murderer crow, so that
Okay.
actually doesn't provoke any opportunity attacks.
Awesome. And that will end my turn.
Okay. Who's next?
I'm so sorry. Murder 1.
Murder! Okay. Well, the first murderer is going to attempt to murder
Moira.
Pipistrella,
Cool.
Bring it on.
Can I go ahead and use the Enforcer ability if that's possible?
which is
The Enforcer, when engaged with an ally, I can make a coordination test. If successful, I can push them 1 yard away. I suffer the effects instead.
okay. Yeah. Make
Cool.
a coordination test. This is easy.
Easy coordination. All right, 68.
Nice.
13.
Nice.
Which
Which way do you want to push her? Move her 1 yard away.
push 1 yard
Yeah.
this direction. Way.
Put yourself in there.
Yeah.
Then switched.
Okay. The murderer crows attacks.
I'm a tank. Let me
Yeah. The murderer
Pipistrella was not
crows
happy about that.
attacks in a
Sorry,
first
Ted.
template, so unfortunately it didn't do much to abate. It's actually going to potentially deal damage to everyone engaged, including Pipistrella, unfortunately. 'Cause she's still
Oh
Yeah.
man, I tried.
first is 3 yards. 3 yards all the way around.
Crap.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
86, because I can't roll anything to hit tonight. 55% chance. But I am going to attempt to reroll one. I'll spend this fortune point. I rolled an 86 again. So that murder crows is done. It's the next murder crow's turn, and that murder crows will attempt to swarm Pipistrella. Do you want to push Pipistrella out of the way?
Yeah. It doesn't matter though, because it's still going to be within the 3 yard range, right?
Yes,
Yeah, it's still going to be within
But-
the 3 yard range.
unless there's some movement advantage you can get from that.
I don't.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those situations where typically this will work if somebody's using a melee weapon.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, or a ranged weapon. Unfortunately, because they attack in a burst, it doesn't really do much.
Fair enough.
So-
yeah. No, I'm good.
You ready to push her away, but you don't choose not to do anything.
Yep.
So, when the murder crows moves away, they do not provoke opportunity attacks
Makes
because they
sense.
the burst kind of expands outward and reforms near Pipistrella. So, the spell is that you kind of swipe at them, but you just don't have to change action to provoke. I rolled a 98, and I think I'm going to take that. And my turn is now over as I bank 1 action point as Spellison. It's your turn.
You went through both.
Yep.
Murder 1, murder 2. Okay. I'm gonna use words as weapons real quick,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna say, "Your dad's a finch."
Go ahead and roll a handle animal test.
that. Take
I'm
that.
assuming
You
you're gonna
soft
let me
touched
hate
tit
it.
mouse.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it'll be routine. Yeah, routine.
15. Got a 4.
Nice. So, fellowship bonus.
4.
Nice. So, both murderer crows are affected. They lower their damage or peril condition tracks by -1 until the end of combat or until they're murdered.
Nice.
That's right.
Murdered. Anything else you wish to do? That's 1 action point.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a swipe at him.
The one in front of you.
Yep.
The one.
The one that's
Right here?
slightly damaged.
Yeah. Slightly hurt. Slightly hurt. It
I'm
is slightly hurt.
gonna use my Widowmaker, and I am going to take a swippity swipity.
Okay. It's going to be challenging. Small. First. Explodes out.
35, 82.
So you wanna roll that? Okay. Yeah, we can trade coins tonight.
That'd be fun.
15.
Nice. Roll damage.
That a baby. Way to go.
Yeah, and because she lowered their
Five,
damage from peril condition tracks,
Makes it that much. That's a snowbally type of effect, huh?
you can't do it continuously. You can only separate.
Fair enough, but
Yeah.
it's like if it's -1, then it's -1, then it's -1, like all the
It's
way
nice
down.
across the board.
Each threshold, yeah, like that
All
gets
thresholds
snowball.
drop by -1.
Yeah.
I got 5. Why am I having a brain fart?
Plus combat bonus.
That's right.
Review your character sheets between sessions, please,
10.
everybody. Okay. It is not moderately wounded, but seriously wounded.
Yes.
Roll 2d6 chaos dice.
No.
Let's see if it's injured.
Kid epic.
Nope.
No. Don't want to spend one of those fortune points to turn it into a phase 6? Yes! Give me more misfortune. Well, the good thing is that whenever the murderer crows suffers an injury, they are slain. So you manage to swipe at some of the crows, they burst forth, explode outward, and then they disappear into the sky. And as this happens, all the crows do the same thing. As they all dissipate.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. That was nice. Sorry about fooling you around
Fur
there.
and dead crows and bits of your own cloth and blueberries are scattered everywhere on the ground as these murderous crows attempted to eat you.
Murderous murder.
I'm gonna go start picking up the blueberries and recollecting them.
Oh, they're scattered all over. They've been squished beneath the boot.
Okay,
There
I
is
found
no
3.
recovery. There's no recovery for your blueberries. Well, but Mr. will always have blueberries.
Yeah,
As long as she spends a fortune token to edit the situation
Yeah.
in the future.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's what we've done historically from whatever.
I think, the emptying them all out now. It's over. So,
Just take one of the like dead bodies of the birds and just like throw it after their fastly disappearing bodies.
So
I'm gonna go.
bird.
I'm gonna go poke one
Take
of the
this
dead
one.
ones
Yeah.
and be like, "Your dad's a bitch."
There's no discernible difference between you and ravens.
What is the COVID?
actually,
The miserable little murder of crows.
ravens are much larger, and they're not so annoying when they call.
It is true.
Instead of a, it's more of a.
Oh,
I hope this is actually Pipistrella saying this, by
Yes.
the way,
Yeah,
because
that's
okay,
Pipistrella.
Yo's dying of laughter.
it's less like a scream and more like a realization.
Tiberius is literally just looking at you with the same look that I am giving you, just
I'm gesturing. Like,
Ravens,
he's right.
Ravens are much smarter than crows, and sometimes that can lead to them being a little bit more of a jerk. But
Well, I don't think those crows were particularly friendly.
no, they weren't.
Have better luck with the raven.
But perhaps
That was fun, guys.
this is something that's good. As she starts to collect some of their bodies.
Oh. Should I be collecting some parts and pieces to keep on my person?
I mean, if you particularly want them, sure.
does she think everything is edible that she comes across?
If you believe hard enough,
I don't plan on eating these now.
She scoops a few of the dead birds into a little satchel.
who knows? Maybe
Ones that are
Boggle
most
and
intact,
Bird.
at least.
Maybe they like dead birds.
Maybe they do, but perhaps their bones can tell us something.
Fascinating.
Okay.
Which way's the sunset again?
Looking through the wood, you can see you're staring toward the light where the sun is setting. It's been about an hour and the sun has not moved.
I was about to ask that. I was like,
Yeah, the sun has
how
not
long?
moved. It's still like kind of hazy pink and orange on the horizon as you're looking toward the forest. You get the lens flare. You can the trees are as the wind kind of moves between their branches. The leaves almost seem to scintillate with the orange and pink haze as dead leaves crunch beneath your footfall.
Guillaume kind of turns back to Tiberius. Never mind, we're outside, but I don't know if we're outside. I don't really have much help but to go back to the cabin eventually anyway.
I had a. Right. Let's continue on, shall we?
Let's go.
To the sun.
You reckon that it's probably at least a day out. It's way out there. Especially navigating this forest. Not the fact that it's like a straight walk takes a day. It's that navigating this forest is going to take a day. So we'll actually have to move to wilderness travel.
Hey,
Oh, I
let's
like
get
that
it.
one. I know that one. That's the one that we use
That's a
when
good
we
time.
travel in the
It's the
wilderness,
fun
right?
one.
I like wilderness travel.
So first off, let's figure out. You're all obviously going to go. So we will need a guide to lead the way, and they should gain they need to have folklore and navigation.
Got it.
Yep. Perfect. We're going to need a survivalist. You're going to manage the foodstuffs and track wildlife if you need to make camp. You need a healer survival for that.
I can do that.
Oh,
You want to assist?
I'll assist.
Okay. Excuse me.
We need a third roll, don't we?
Writing something down right now.
Oh, sorry.
And finally, we need our scout. This is the person who's going to watch the perimeter. Sometimes trek ahead, look for signs of danger, like crows. It's going to be awareness or stealth. Who wants to take the scout roll? And keep in mind, you can take multiple rolls at once.
I don't
you
have
deal.
either.
Oh.
Oh, well, I'm not as trained or as skilled as perhaps other people might be in those things, but I'd still take it, sure. I'll do, yeah.
If need be, I can not
No, I got
take
it.
care of the camp. I can keep an eye on
I can still take care of the camp.
it. Yes.
Like to keep an eye on by all means.
So Tiberius is survivalist and Pip is scout.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
You prepare to depart.
We are not the departed.
No.
Sure, I can't just run this.
All right, we're going to start first with our guide. You're going to lead the way. Our guide, who is a spillicent, because this is a foreign, rough land, it's going to be a hard test. You can roll either folklore or navigation. It's up to you.
I have faith in SB.
Okay. You sure?
It's too late now.
Mm-hmm.
You your choice.
Too late.
19.
Hey. Better than I would have done.
40.
That's still a dang fine roll if it wasn't this particular
You
hard.
want to re-roll that? You got one misfortune point left.
Wait, what are you guys doing again?
Our survivalist is Tiberius. Our scout is Pip.
Go.
Unfortunately, along your path, you actually get a bit lost in the woods.
Shit.
Like, really lost. In fact, it makes the terrain now arduous instead of hard.
Damn, sorry, guys.
That happens, man.
It does happen.
All right.
40
Well, this is not going to be a long path. It's going to take you about a day, maybe a day and a half to get there. I need all of you to make an endure check.
Okay.
Make an arduous survival or toughness test.
Okay, it's arduous. 22.
September Wood.
84 won't do it.
Oh, that's a 2.
Oh, I passed.
Nice.
I got a 2.
Oh, I failed. I failed hard.
Does somebody automatically always succeed toughness tests?
It might be
Because the
Total
black belt.
Clovis.
Yeah.
Oh, who has the black
yeah,
belt?
No, I do. Yeah. That's right, I've got... I really should write that down on my character sheet. Yeah.
Yeah. So those who failed, anybody critically fail?
I did not.
No.
Those who failed will. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. I roll really high on these dice all the time. By the way, 19 physical peril. Woo!
We're not upset when you keep messing with the crap. For everything else.
These dice roll really high for some reason. They're the D20 10-sided dice.
And that's physical, right?
Yeah, physical peril.
Yeah.
They are physical dice, yes.
Yeah.
What's that statement?
Well, we've got
spiritual
our
dice.
survivalist, who is Tiberius. Tiberius, you now need to make an arduous healer survival. Which is it?
I was going to heal.
We took a bunch of peril.
In fact, I didn't because I've got the.
There's one misfortune point remaining.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and accept that failure.
Accepting the failure.
What didn't you all have on you?
We are over 2.
Do you have any provisions on your character sheets?
I have blueberry pie.
I have never gained provisions. I have blueberry pie and a juicy apple.
Well, blueberry pie will give you at least 1 day's worth of provisions. However, when the survivalist fails a roll check, you expend 2 provisions for a day as opposed to 1. So that means you all begin to suffer from starvation along the way.
Can I eat my death worm?
That's not going to give you any sustenance.
Ah, dang.
This is not magical death worms that will
Damn.
sustain you, unfortunately.
But can we anyway?
You absolutely can. Eat whatever you want.
I'm not going to eat
So
Wibbly.
since I
Yeah.
technically have also Toma's piece of blueberry pie,
I know.
I have to get rid of both of those, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta get
Unless you want to eat their pie.
They're not here. That doesn't seem right.
I might suggest
It's up
we.
to you.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Technically, if we're playing this by the book, this is Tiberius' decision. He is the
Okay.
survivalist. He's maintained the camp and the stores of provisions.
That's right.
Tiberius, will you parcel out the 2 remaining pieces of pie?
I have 2 as well.
I actually had a question on that.
There's only 6 slices of pie.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And then she has for Clovis, I have for Tomas.
5 slices of pie because 1 was already eaten. Or 2 were already
There
eaten?
were 6 when you departed.
Okay. Question then. How much meat are on those crow bodies that were gathered?
Hey!
You want to double back and go get them?
No, Pipistrel already did.
How
Remember?
many?
Grab a bunch-
What were you
grab
going to
the
use them for,
crow bodies.
Pipistrella?
He needs the bones.
I was gonna take their bones eventually and use them for like reading the bones.
Yeah. How many?
That's for
How many
prophecy.
uses?
I probably would have had like 3 at the most.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be probably 1 meal, 2 meals. Well,
If you have 3, it'll provide 3 provisions.
okay. Yeah, it wouldn't have been a ton.
So there's 3 additional provisions and the 2 pieces of pie, which is another 2 provisions. So you could feed everybody here if you want.
And nobody has any normal provisions, correct?
No, because we used them all getting
On
here.
the way,
Yeah.
on the way to the.
Right.
Yep. That's right. Oh boy.
And I was not anticipating a forest in the middle of a cabin, and that's on me. I should have.
The house.
That's on me.
House. The woods.
Always
Yeah.
expect a forest in a house now.
Wait,
Yeah.
Have you ever seen
always
the movie Cabin in the Woods? I
Give
mean,
me play.
How
a lot of deep thematic stuff here, guys.
Yeah, how about woods in the cabin?
I never would have guessed with doom metal as a spell.
What will your decision be, Tiberius? Will you have Pipistrella give up the birds and dispense with the pie and call it, or will some people starve along the way? This is your choice. It's not a discussion.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So here's what's gonna happen. 2 crows, 4 pieces of pie are gonna be 2 crows are gonna be used. I'm gonna make sure 1 is left, potentially for bones. 4 pieces of pie are going to be used up.
So to be clear, you're expending 2 provisions for this trek.
Right.
You've all already eaten 1 pie, so pie gone, pie gone, pie gone, pie gone.
I'm not eating. They are.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. 2 crows, 4 pieces of pie.
So
They're
everyone
eating.
will eat except for you.
They're eating. I'm starving.
Fair enough. Starvation. Ooh.
I'm gonna remove my piece of pie and give it to somebody else, so that takes care of 1 of the pieces of pie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I removed my.
Yeah, if
piece
you
of
got
pie.
hurt, I don't think anyone did, but you moved 1 step of the damage of peril condition direct.
And Clovis ate his piece of pie.
So, starvation. For every 24 hours you go without a full meal, you cannot recover your damage or peril condition tracks until after you've eaten. In addition, you suffer 2d10 plus 2 physical peril after 24 hours pass. Should you not continue eating for a number of days greater than your BB, you're dead.
Copy.
Yeah, so
Or
you suffer 13 physical peril.
dead.
It's true.
What's your BB?
My BB is 8.
Okay, so we are currently at, for Tiberius, starvation.
Yeah, I am currently in peril, by the way. So
And you have
Doing-
8 BB. Okay.
You're used to starving.
Oh,
You're fine.
yeah, that's
we've
kind
never
of
had a
Yeah.
wilderness travel go bad like this before, but it's not over. At least it's not another endure check. We need our scout to make a roll check. Our scout, I believe, was Pipistrella.
Yes.
This is an arduous awareness or stealth test.
So we
Still
have
got that fortune.
a 21,
Do it.
a 27 won't do it.
Oh,
we do have a
Scheiße.
fortune point left, man.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Are you sure you want me using that fortune point?
At this point, yes.
All
I
right.
feel like this is an okay thing to do at this
I'll
point.
take it. Okay. All misfortunes of my pool now.
21 and a 33.
I tried to believe. I tried to believe.
How many critics have you rolled tonight?
About like I did before these
boy.
people joined the
Oh
table.
my god, you're the new Guillaume.
No, it's,
I've never. I only did 2
my,
crit
my,
fails in a row.
my old luck is finally coming back.
Not,
Oh no.
Actually,
not
look at you.
only
I'm the new Adam.
Yeah.
Not only is this wilderness travel expedition an utter and complete failure, you get lost in the woods, you choose to starve along the way, you also make enough racket to attract a lot of attention, and because you are out of your element and because it's literally a forest, it's a forest in the middle of a house in the woods, you can't quite gather your bearings. Like, you're kind of on edge the entire time. So not only does the path get more threatening, if there is a combat encounter during this time, whoever you're fighting against is a surprise turn, or for surprise round. Yeah. So I need our scout to roll 2d6 chaos dice.
Just 2?
Just to
After that crit fail?
Please get mad. I think we're about to get a coin back.
No 6s.
Well, you make your way through the woods, and quite a bit of time passes. And by the time the next day comes, you can smell in the woods, Pipistrella,
What the rock is cooking?
the rock is cooking. You can smell the scent of fire. You can smell the scent of like a burning campfire, which is strange because you couldn't strike a campfire the entire way along here. But the campfire must be near.
All right, and since Nick is not here, we did complete a wilderness travel. Does that mean fortune refreshes?
Once the journey has been completed, you survived the journey. After you didn't roll any d6s, we didn't really face 6s. That's good, because if you did, the wilderness travel would not be finished. But
Yeah.
yes, you refresh fortune immediately.
Yeah.
At the end of a combat scene, typically, or the end of a wilderness travel, you refresh fortune immediately.
Gotcha. Sweet.
Yeah,
Good
Nick
to
is
know
always
that the
Nick is
situation
always
did a
the
bunch
one like remembering that.
So we've got Tiberius.
Blind pigs with 2 feet just found.
To kind of paint a clear
Alive and
portrait, your stomachs are all empty, and should you not eat in the next 24 hours, you too will suffer from starvation. But for now, only you feel you're up. So it's
Martyr.
Is that your chaos alignment? Or
It's duty, fatalism. I follow the martyr,
Nice.
trying to atone.
You can hear the distant sound of
Not the
crows, and
Custodian?
the smell of a campfire. Kind of you can smell it in your nostrils, like you can smell a campfire in autumn. But there's also a curious smell of that kind of something dead in the woods. And every once in a while you can see a few kind of crows kind of dart this way and that between the trees.
Do I recognize those crows?
They're probably picking him into carrion. I mean, the crows are crows to you.
Basically ravens.
All right.
Nevermore. Oh man, I think we're like 12 puns in, guys. We gotta stop.
I know, sorry.
This is becoming overwhelming.
Birds of a feather.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. Can I?
Kay would literally count the puns in our session,
Yeah.
and then we would deduct 25 for word plays for every pun. We never hold to that, but it was kind of fun to joke about.
Actually, we deducted experience.
Experience, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Well, no, it was because there are no experience points in Zweihander.
That's right.
There might
Just
be-
keep it-
That's right. That's right. We deducted experience, even though there's no experience points in Zweihander. That's right.
That reminds me of
What do you all want to do? Like, it's clear that this fire is probably pretty much it's nearby, Pip. You can see kind of rocky escarpments here and there in the forest, like these kind of like limestone rises. As you've made your way, kind of what you suspect is kind of deeper into the foothills near the mountains.
Is there any way to determine if that smell of like dead whatever and the campfire are like towards the same direction, or if they're like?
They seem to be in separate directions.
Okay.
Yeah. The campfire and the smell of whatever's dead out there is not in the direction of the sunset. And you are still, even after a day and a half, still traveling toward the sun setting on the horizon.
I'm gonna head towards that campfire.
Do you want to head toward the
I'm gonna
campfire?
head towards it. I'm hungry.
Yeah. I wonder if the campfire is the earth.
May have food.
I mean, like we're in the room, but the campfire might be the hearth
See where
that's
you're at.
burning, and you like maybe when you spread water on it and it went down, maybe it got darker in there, and then
Idea. That's brilliant.
Maybe they have food. So still like scrambling up to them.
Or maybe
or
it's actually food.
maybe they're cooking.
Maybe I need.
Okay, let's cook it.
Yeah, I'll follow up the
We're
rear.
gonna run toward it.
Yeah.
I definitely do.
I am not. I am just following up the rear, watching these psychopaths run up there.
We're just sure we'll walk.
Okay.
I'm with Tiberius.
You two are breaking toward the
jaunt.
forest.
A nice healthy jaunt.
Look at these crazy people, says guy whose mouth is covered in blueberries from witch pie.
You can see that where you're at. You kind of have different positions you could potentially take here in the woods to get near the fire. You could crawl behind the two. You can. This is really for everybody. You can crawl behind a fallen tree to kind of look ahead. You could crouch behind an old tree stump, or you could come up on a tall escarpment, or even climb a tree if you really wanted to. But of course, right there. So
I'm gonna crawl, and find kind of some coverage and be crouched down.
behind a tree,
Behind a tree.
Behind a tree. Okay, so a fallen tree or a standing
fallen
tree.
tree.
Okay. And this is for a spell set. What about yourself, Tiberius?
What's the most direct route to get to?
Well, really, it would be just to walk through without a care in the world, just to move toward the fire without taking a pause to even look at what you're coming upon. You just simply walk toward it.
That's the one I do.
So they have clearly split up, and in their haste, you all obviously have split the party, and it's a little nerve-wracking. You all gain 1 corruption. Sorry, a spell set in Tiberius specifically. Gain 1 corruption.
Oh, mortal sorrow. So resolve tests are all corruptions +1 for the day, right?
That's right.
What kind of result
Go
is
ahead and roll a standard resolve test.
Okay, I'm fine.
Okay. Yeah. It's just like 1 corruption instead of gaining 2.
But yeah, no, I will.
Yeah.
I will make my way. Yes, me and
So-
Pip.
So for Pip and for for Guillaume, do you want to go behind a tree? Do you want to go behind a deadfall? You go behind a tree stump? You want to go in the brush? You want to go climb a tree? You want to walk in the open? Or stand on a stone escarpment, a stone rise?
I would actually like to get behind a living tree so I can be standing and at least close enough to Tiberius the Hungry, and
Tiberius the Hungry. It's like a Dark Souls boss.
and a Spillicet the sprinter, and just like, just.
Oh, you've
I
lost
just
sight of
vision.
him.
Oh, I have. Okay.
You all lose sight of your friends. The two of you are within sight of one another. Two of you are within sight of one another, but you can't see one another.
Gotcha. No. So yeah, I would be standing behind, or go behind a standing tree, like an actual living tree near the, not by the fire,
Yeah.
but in the proximity of the fire.
What about Espillicent?
I mean, Pip.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Pip, my
Pip.
apologies.
Pipistrella is going to go up towards the stone escarpment, not trying to hide, but, remaining quiet.
Okay.
I'm what I like to call bait right now. Someone's going to eat,
Okay.
whether it's them or me.
You.
So you come up on this semi-clearing in the middle of the September forest, and your attentions are drawn to it first off because there, as you get closer and closer, there is a fairly massive bonfire burning curiously, despite the fact that your torches will not illuminate. The smell of deadfall kind of whips up around here, and the smell of burning leaves too. It's kind of offensive, the smell. But the fire is so large, it's the size of a bonfire for all of you. It's kind of settled into like a deep pit and ringed with stones. It's clear that this is a place where somebody probably lives. The trees rustle in the wind. There's all manner of deadfall. Right as you come up to Pipistrella, you find whatever was smelling in the woods. There is this gross, desiccated corpse trapped beneath a fallen tree. Sorry, Espillicent, my apologies. Where you are standing. In the distance, as you kind of come up on the rise, and Pip, and then for all of the rest of you, you can see these two people kind of bickering in a language that you can't quite make out. And as you come up over this hill, you realize, like, it's like the whole thing where, Don Quixote comes over the hill. He's actually not tilting a windmill; he's tilting at a real giant. You see these things that easily stand 12 feet or higher.
Oh.
And they are wearing this patchwork of hides of various animals: goats, stags, wolves, all woven together kind of in a patchwork sort of way. And their limbs are long and drag at their side, and their skin is the color of somewhere between pink and gray. They have these strange stony features carved into them, like, not that they're statues that come to life, but they look like they're kind of perhaps desiccated or dying. But it's not the smell from them that kind of fills the air. It's the smell of the fire, the smell of the dying woman, and they're clearly bickering. One of them has like a purple stone kind of around its neck, and has raised like a hand, like a rock about the size of your head, in its grasp, is kind of threatening. The other one, who's also grabbed a handful of a mound of dirt and a bit of rock and branches in its other hand, is kind of raising with its left hand, and they're bickering in the middle of this clearing. So, like, here is what we can see: softly kindling fire. Go around here because everybody's going to position. What do you all want to do?
I'm gonna poke the carcass.
Okay. You have indifference? It's a challenge.
Difference.
Don't, if you don't know what it is.
No, I don't.
You need to make a hard resolve test to withstand stress. As you poke at the corpse, it's clearly been violently, kind of this person died a very violent death. Roll to resist to see if you can withstand stress. Yes. It's clear that this tree just didn't simply fall on this poor woman. It was actually uprooted and thrown at her, because you can see literally within just a few yards where one of these things literally tore it out of the ground and threw it at her.
Oh.
You can see this. You can see literally the stump in the tree and the woman right there.
So when I'm poking at her, I'm just looking for things on
As you
her.
poke at her, her body begins to ooze, and the smell is overwhelming. She has been really flattened beneath this tree.
Right. Do I see anything on her? A jewel,
Adult.
a doll, like remnants of a doll, or doll, like a doll outfit, or a locket, or I don't know.
Her dress is red like the dolls that you had seen in the house. However, it's not because it was dyed. That's because it's blood, and you can see that her head has been smashed, where bits of brain matter and bone are kind of scattered beneath the tree. She is dressed akin to the doll, but does not. This person's been here for a while,
Okay.
rotting. You can see that there are worms kind of inching their way into the skin. Flies and gnats buzz around her body. And as your eyes kind of pass over toward these creatures who are in the midst of some sort of visceral argument, as you can see that there are lumps of stone all over around them. This rock fight has been happening for a while. Maybe this woman happened upon it. What the rest of you? Tiberius, you kind of just blunder into the edge of the camp from around a rock, and you're like, oh! If you this, so this is how tall you are. They stand about this tall as the ceiling,
Right.
to give you a kind of an explanation of difference in height.
Like this is that moment where like you're not sure how it's there, but there's an old Templar like watching me, like a ghostly Templar, just shaking his head and just saying you chose poorly as I turn this poorly.
What do you want to do?
Well, okay, I see this. I assume. I'm assuming that they noticed me.
No.
Is there food?
Well, interestingly enough, the one who does not have the stone has this big, heavy bag kind of looped around its shoulder, made of skin, like animal skin, calf skin, perhaps. It looks like this thing had actually just gutted a steer and turned it into a sling bag over its shoulder. And you can see ram's horns and hooves and flies kind of swirling around it, and the bottom of the bag is wet and soiled with probably blood.
Well, there's a chance there's something edible in there.
Is there, would Guillaume recognize either what these creatures might be based on like mythology or folklore or anything like that, or understand what they're trying to say to each other?
Yeah. Well, there's in the histories, monsters are not like a separate race of people. It's typically people who have been cursed for choices they've made. There are many stories in the Librum, the Holy Librum, that tell of folk who were cursed to walk so they could always be seen because they were furtive people. They were thieves or rapists or murderers. So the gods made them so tall that it could not be mistaken in a crowd to stand out. So these people would certainly have been cursed in a sense, but if you recall, original said they said that Mistress had many children.
Mm-hmm.
What crimes these children had committed is left to your imagination or whatever you choose to try to understand with them. But yes, there are no like a race of giants in a sense. Like all monsters have a story, and it's typically the folly or the ignorance of mankind that leads to such things.
Another question.
Yes.
It's a big bonfire. Do I, at the distance I am, do I feel any heat coming off of it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Damn.
Good question.
Oh, and yeah, so we can't understand whatever they're saying, whatever language that is. We can't understand that.
No. The words sound like a language that is would be eloquent, save for the fact that that one of them has like a slight lisp like this, with kind of almost like they've got rocks in the back of their mouth.
So, standing on this escarpment, could I see pretty much everything I see on this table?
Absolutely, yes.
All right, so I would, after a little bit, notice that body laying under the tree.
Yeah, right where a Spillicent, in fact, over here beneath the tree, she is hunkered down beside it. And these two creatures, these two cursed things, are clearly clearly so engrossed in this disagreement, in constantly chucking rocks back and forth, that they don't seem to notice you.
Okay. Well, at that, I am going to try and now sneak over towards where that body is. So go back down the escarpment and over to where that body is, because I want to investigate it first.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll a standard stealth test.
And
I have never believed in you more than I believe right now.
47% chance. 82 won't do it. Do we re-roll it?
Goodness, yeah.
We reset. So. Blow up.
Yeah, why would we want to divide their heads?
I send my Ren over to Pip, and I'm like, you got this, man.
It's better. It's 75, but
Oh shit.
Oh
Nope,
no!
it's a fail.
Fail.
All right.
So what had happened was,
So you make your way over, and
oh god,
you're not
he has a smirk on his
immediately
face.
discovered, at least, until there is this kind of snapping sound, and the creature, one of the creatures, kind of whips its head toward you as you're about halfway. You failed your test.
Yeah.
And by the time you get to about the stump where the tree was ripped out, right about here, one of them whips around and turns toward you.
Yeah, stranger.
What's it doing here? The thing turns around and you see spittle coming out of its mouth, and it has these dark, pupilless eyes beneath this low stooping brow. And at this point you realize that it's hard to make out its features because you're literally looking in the direction of the sunset.
Oh, shit.
Doing this bit, so you're actually almost treat this as if you're in blinding light,
Yeah.
in total darkness.
She says.
Which means you can't use assist dice. You flip to fail a perception-based skill test. It cannot target anyone with magic or weapons outside of engaged. Until you pivot yourself differently. And I'm just to kind of show this, just kind of for future reference. We're gonna put this here, right here. We're gonna put this right
Cup
here.
has so many uses.
It does. This cup it's great for voices. I'm going to put the cup there just to kind of reflect the direction of the sun's light, or the setting sun, as you're slightly blinded by it.
Hello, stranger.
Have you come to take the stone?
I just saw your fire and thought it might be a welcome fire.
Do you have for me? The thing takes a step forward.
I'm sorry, do I have what for you?
Booties! Leather for booties.
Oh, well, I have a bird. You could stuff the boots with some down.
Oh, he have a pillow.
Well, if you'd like a nice pillow, I did happen to catch this crow here.
Maybe Bill would pay you.
I don't think I would make a very good shoe.
I'm gonna jump in at that point,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to yell kind of loudly and very in a very just loudly so they both can hear me. As I'm looking at this other one, and I will say, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't think his lisp is that bad at all. Why would you say something so horrible?
She's a fun for sure. Man calls out as he turns toward you. He's very, very close, in fact.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, he is.
Why you to talk to come surprise? The thing calls out. You try to talk stone? The thing calls out once again. You can see the purple stone around the neck of the one that's closer to Pip.
This is the one with the food bag?
Yeah.
No, I want that. And I pointed to his food bag.
It's for yours, he says. The other one says from the distance. He chucks one of the stones and crack, it hits the nearby tree beside you, and the tree kind of trembles as this rock about this big just kind of falls to the ground. It didn't throw it at you, just kind of threw it out of frustration.
Yeah.
And then it picks up another rock.
Well, I would have said something sooner, but it seemed that your discussion was a little bit heated next to the fire.
The fire's hot. It's very cold here.
Yes, and
My feet are cold.
well, if
He
you-
lifts up his foot, and you can see this heavily calloused with these long toenails that have been not cut, but probably just like snapped off in the middle of a thing walking in the woods. Big cold.
well, perhaps we can help you to find something to warm your feet up with.
Big fire. Big leather. The thing says, you come here. Come with me.
I'm gonna come around the tree
Okay.
and take.
Where you think you'd be?
I'm gonna kind of go like
Is your weapon out?
right here. No, it's not. And I'm gonna say I'm gonna take off my leather. I'm gonna take off this leather, and I'm gonna go. You could use these for boots.
Leather what?
My leather armor. Take this big chunk off and say you could use these for boots.
Monkeys have seen for bush. Bush. Monkeys come here. Monkeys come give me lesson. Monkeys come by fire.
I look at Pip and I go, what?
It says to go and give him the leather.
Oh.
Monkeys so nice.
And okay.
You walk forward.
I'm gonna walk forward and I'm gonna say this leather is warm. Nope.
That's
Sorry. Okay, so you can put yourself one square away, for its reach is so great.
Oh, like.
You gave to me?
Yeah.
Man, she's so nice. It takes the leather, not violently, but not recognizing its own strength, and then it places its broad hand about the size of, like this. It just kind of pats you on the head. Magic bring boots, leather, box. He turns toward the other one. Broken fuck off. Dragon fox leather! For shoes! Nearest to you, Tiberius. So shiny! Not leather. What you got? No leather?
No. I don't have any leather.
Maybe I sit on you.
No.
Bomb blast.
No.
Did-
I don't want that either.
Pip Estrella hearing that will go, maybe there's something over there. You see something you crushed? Maybe we could find something there.
Maybe there's something in your bag that could be used for leather. You know that's where leather comes from, right?
Maybe something in your back.
I don't have a bag.
You metal contract.
Yeah.
Maybe I stir you up. He procures like the bone of a stag, like the back femur of but the back of his haunch of it within his hand and kind of raise it. You can see it's kind of sawtooth and it's been slightly sharpened.
I pull out a juicy apple. An apple?
What? Apple?
Yeah, apple.
It's stone boggle. He takes stone from mistress. I may take stone, the other one says. Is stone apple?
No?
Ah, nice stone apple. We want more stone. We go home.
Sure.
You need help finding your stone to go home?
All stone.
All of
Take house. Be ours. Sleep in bed.
Well, maybe there's a stone over here as she keeps trying to get to the body.
Roll a guile test. This is going to be challenging. I like your line of thinking, but it is.
Oh, shit. 39.
Do it.
46 won't do it. I don't think it's a good idea for me to reroll.
No, it's not.
Those chances.
You can see it's kind of brown, narrow, and you see this kind of. There's a cleverness to these creatures, to these things. They don't appear to be stupid, but their language is you can't easily understand.
Yeah.
There's no stone over there. You come from Mistress' house, come from Mom's house.
Yes.
Stone.
Reginald, he let us through.
He's so nice. Big blueberry pie. Big blueberry pie is so good.
Do you want one?
Eh? He kind of arches a brow, and you see this kind of like almost look of vicious delight spread across his face as his mouth kind of opens like a Cheshire cat's to its cheeks, and you can see it's ringed with like the teeth of like the semi-transparent teeth of like a gar fish. Like this rows and rows of teeth. What are those fish that have like those rows and rows of transparent teeth?
Yes. Yeah.
Kind of frightening looking. It's like kind of. Its eyes kind of.
Because you can't go back into the mistress's house, in Mom's house, right?
You see this kind of black drool drizzle down his throat.
You can't go into Mom's house, am I right? That's what we were told.
No bag, go back. But you have blueberry pie?
Well, I can go get some if you can tell me how we would get back. You can't, but we can.
Ah! He says. He kind of shakes the thing around his neck. Stone.
If I had a pot, you need this. I need the stone to go back.
He turns toward the other. Stone cave. We can't fit.
You can't fit into the cave.
Toothpick.
That makes sense. Yeah. I'm not. I can go through this cave, bring you back a blueberry pie.
You want stone? The two of them begin to come closer together near the fire.
Is that this time Guillaume will actually start to step out?
All right, you mother. No.
I would like to charge. No.
The two of them come together and they kind of lower their shoulders down and they start talking in a language you can't readily understand.
At that moment, that's when I start to move towards that body.
Okay.
Clever.
You're at the body.
And I bend down and I touch the body with my Shades of the Past professional trait. I'd like to make an incantation test to learn 3 important facts about their past.
Okay. You place your hand over, just hovering above the body. Your incantation test will be easy because they are distracted.
Okay. Easy incantation.
Your incantation.
I like to think so.
86.
I feel like I'm an easy incantation.
74 will succeed.
Yeah. You discover that this woman's name is Vasilia.
Mhm.
Her mother died when she was 8. She gave her a doll that would keep her forever safe.
Didn't keep the doll with her.
And that her step siblings and mother sent her to the forest to bring fire because no fire would burn in their home. Sent them to the Witch of the Woods. That's what you discover about this woman.
Interesting.
Wait, is mistress?
And then after I learn that, I start coming back towards the fire.
I'm going to try and use that moment to try and do true detective on these cats and figure out exactly what we can offer to perhaps.
What does that mean? What drug are you imbibing?
So
What do you have at this point?
I have plenty of
Poison.
ways of poisoning myself, thank you.
Many ways of poisoning myself.
Don't you even worry about it. This time around, I'm going to use... no, because I only have one mandrake root left. I'm going to use one of my tobacco.
Does that be a man who's smoking a cigarette? What up?
Yeah. No, that's basically it. Yeah.
You gain 1 corruption.
Yep.
Which it also gives you a +10 base chance to charm, intimidate, and rumor for 1 hour. If you're smoking, you're cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
So if you're a cool guy and you're a tough guy,
Smoking
you're a really
that
rough
cigarette.
guy.
I love the idea
You're the
too,
bad
because I have the hood of the hangman, so I'm just like,
Yeah. So it's charm because smoking's cool. It's intimidate because tough guys smoke, and it's rumor because everybody goes outside to smoke together to like chew the fat.
you got it. Yeah. No. Or I just like do it through one of the eye holes.
Can confirm all of these things are true.
Yeah.
Every single
But
one.
yeah, I would like to use a true detective just to figure out what exactly we can offer them, or what they're like desiring that we could perhaps offer to get a nice close look at that stone.
Sure.
Or
It's going to be a standard scrutinize.
$20 says it's blueberry.
Standard scrutinize. All right, so 62. Nope, 71. Yeah, I'm gonna spend a fortune point. I haven't used a fortune point yet tonight.
We can't all be for Adam.
Yeah.
8.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Well,
I should do that sometime.
this in the haze of the smoke as you're kind of pacing back and forth, kind of observing the situation, kind of trying to piece together the puzzle. This definitely tracks with what Reginald said, that 2 of the children of the Mistress of the Woods were cast into the September forest. But as you look toward the purple stone, you can see as one of these creatures is close to the fire, you can see another letter underneath the stone. You don't really know what they meant. That you can't discern
Can't discern what?
what they want. But then true detective.
That is
You
okay.
discovered a clue.
I did. Thank you. So I'm just gonna look cool and stare at this A for a while.
Okay, so
The creatures kind of turn collectively toward the lot of you.
hi.
Maybe we have Wraith.
Race.
Wraith! Wraith for stone.
Okay.
Who gets there first gets stone. We do this before. But you get back. But you get first.
Something like that. That seems.
We get Bam Bam if we get.
He takes the stone and throws it over the trees from his neck.
All right.
I'm booking it. I'm fucking booking it.
1, 2, 3, go! I say. Boom, boom, boom. They begin taking off through the woods as the stone is still sailing in the air. And we'll draw the session to a close tonight here.
I love the idea. Everybody's like, you just see like the bird legs kicking. Everybody's oh crap.
This is my jam, guys.
We were able to do a chase scene tonight. We ran out of time. We managed to have 3. We had the combat encounter. We had wilderness travel.
We hung out with a weird effigy robot thing.
Oh, he was delightful.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, I
One
like
of the
that.
awakened.
Tiberius didn't trust him, but I would have given him my whole heart.
This is he was one of the awakened ancestries in Star Trek.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Sarah played one of those.
Yeah.
My Sarah, not your guys' Sarah.
Different Sarah. So everybody gets a free unlock tonight, and they're first in the intermediate tier, I believe.
I gotta grab seltzer.
Swell sword. We're like it, right?
Dude.
That's what Will took in the other game.
Sword.
Swell sword.
Not everything needs to be doom and gloom. I mean,
Yeah, but it could be.
it could be,
I mean,
but crazy, creepy, cursed giants are awesome.
Yes.
We got corruption tonight, I believe. Some of you, right?
Yarp.
I got one.
Oh, nice. Okay. Remember, whatever I roll, if your value is equal to or less than the corruption die, you get a chaos rank. I rolled an 8.
Hey.
hey, finally an order ring.
I got a 4.
Nice. So everybody gains an order rank tonight.
Oh, I'm so close.
So close.
I'm on 8. I have 8 order.
Yes. So it's been a while since we played. Unfortunately, Tim and Nick weren't here, but we'll send them the session post haste.
I do miss like Clovis's blunt instrument. I like that vibe. It's so brilliant.
Yeah.
So then this goes up.
But yeah, we did a lot tonight. And we've kind of established at this point, above board, that our kind of home base, if you will, as you kind of go through this situation, will be hopefully eventually another return to the house, which will be kind of the hub for the ongoing story.
Hell yeah.
And you know that there are at least 7 stones.
Yep.
So there's something clear and achievable. You know where one stone is. One stone is around Reginald's neck. The second is held between these 2 children of the witch named Burgle and Bargle, as Reginald said. You know that Basilia came here on her own accord in a very sad outcome of events. But
take her doll.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we always bring a doll.
Nobody took the doll. I was surprised out of the house.
I thought we
Nobody
did.
asked for the doll.
No, no.
I
it's
asked
just-
for the doll.
I didn't take it.
But I
You
thought.
asked what?
You asked to squish it.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize I get it back. Okay, that's fine. I didn't write it down, so.
Fair enough.
Would you have taken the doll? What do you think?
No, Reginald was too nice. I wouldn't have. I wasn't trying to deceive Reginald at all. So no, I wouldn't have done that.
Okay.
I would have handed it back to him.
Fair enough. You could if you want.
Nah, but that would be.
Corruption. You get corruption in exchange for it.
It's not the corruption issue. It's more the like, boy, it sure is convenient right now to say I do. It's like it would be, but it's not. That's not fair.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about tonight's session. Let's start first with Aspillicent.
So looking, judging off the order and chaos ranks, I think Aspillicent has got this kind of chaotic heroism energy.
Mhm.
And I felt like they were hyped up to get shit done, and kept having to check herself because I was moving a little faster than everybody else, but I was ready to get in the action and take charge, try to protect people, but also very dumbly do it without thinking.
Well, what I think is great about this, though, is it's all done from the perspective of your character. So there's no real wrong or dumb choice in that
Right.
sense. It may not lead to a desirable outcome. Like, for
Right.
example, you all were split up here, and this situation could have turned out way different.
Right. So Aspillicent's doing things necessarily without thinking it through. So it's kind of a dumb approach for Aspillicent to do it, but that's just kind of where the chaos inside of her is kind of taking charge,
Yeah.
and causing Aspillicent to before thinking.
Where are your order and chaos ranks right now?
Chaos is 7 and order is 9.
Okay. Whenever your order ranks are greater than whenever your chaos ranks are higher than your order ranks, you must use Widowmaker.
Must use Widowmaker?
Must use Widowmaker whenever you choose to fight.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I've got that in a Dirk, so I'm
Yeah.
pretty much just going to use my Widowmaker all the time. 'Cause it's cool.
Fair enough. I mean, it's pretty dope.
Consider this, though. When you gain 10 order ranks, and you get your reward for that. You erase all your order ranks, then you're stuck with the remainder of your chaos ranks.
Exactly.
But that'll eventually erase too. But we'll get back.
I'm excited to see what happens to Spillicent with that.
I'm gonna finesse some of the rules around that. I think it needs some more. I think around the idea of like what it means to come back. I'm gonna further define some of that in the coming weeks, but it's not important right now. Just kind of a heads up on that. Let's talk about Pipistrella.
Well, Pipistrella is like piecing things together. So she, thought once the door closed that it was like a straight up trap, and then things started to be like, oh no, this is like everything subverts your expectations. So she doesn't really know what to do now, and so she's just trying to be nice to everything, and hopefully it stays nice. And the Awakened was nice. The Crows were not. The Giant. Well, the Suns are so far playing kind of nice. So she's just trying to make it out of this without getting into really bad scuffle. She got to use her professional trait for the first time tonight, and so kind of that whole like feeling compelled to go do the thing, and then it turned out that she learned something from it. So
Yep.
Yeah. Other than that, things aren't going so well for her though. Just fate does not seem to be on her side.
Man, I've gamed with Adam for a very, very long time. And Adam has some of the worst dice luck I've ever seen from a player. Ever. And I was like, oh my god, you did 3 crit failures tonight? Is that right?
3.
Sure.
It's not counting.
This is another day in the life at my game table. Because it only happens here, apparently.
Yeah, and well, when I GM, it is the other way around. Like I can't stop rolling 6s when I GM.
Yeah.
So help. Yeah.
So would use of fortune.
So the interesting thing, by the way, about the murder of crows, just a real quick rules clarification. They're a small creature, which means they don't add fury dice to damage. It's just flat damage. But if a situation would potentially provoke adding a fury die, it could. And you can't, I can't spend this to add a fury die. You spend this to turn a base 6 into a 6. They do 0d6 plus 4 damage. So they always do 4 damage.
Yeah, sure.
By the way, the clever use of Litany of Hatred worked really well too. I got them to the point where you could splatted them really quickly.
Made him feel all tiny.
Let's talk about Tiberius.
Tiberius finally, I think Tiberius is finding his voice a little more. He seemed a bit more proactive. He's starting to get a little bit more proactive rather than purely reactive. I think the moment of being the scout was being the survivalist during the travel, like taking care of the food source, was a kind of a big moment for him in the sense that he saw there's a chance to follow in the saint's footsteps in a way and uplift others at the risk of oneself, and that decision was in a way partial penance, but also partial, trying to put the kind of good and selflessness that she embodied, at least in what he can remember. Unfortunately, he is. I wrote in a new character trait for Tiberius. Tiberius is not himself when he's hungry. He's a little more bold. Should have brought Snickers.
What is the Zweihander version of a Snickers? Opium.
Okay, yeah.
I was gonna guess hard tech.
The answer is always drugs, because drugs drive the healing economy in Zweihander. But go on, except for Blueberry Pie, which was kind of fun.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I thought that was just a street name for heroin. So
Blueberry
We
Pie.
call it Blueberry Pie.
we got 6 slices here for you. yeah, so that's kind of he knows he I don't know that the walking in the saint's footsteps. I think it's one step on a dark on a long dark path that he's been wanting to walk for some time, and so he finally got at least a chance to take one step properly down that path. So he feels a little bit. His footing is a little more firm now.
Yeah, good. So last but not least, Guillaume.
Guillaume is basically just letting the world wash over him at this point. Like, he had this kind of logic and kind of point A to point B type of concept, cause and effect type of things. And now at this point, like, the rules are constantly changing. And so now he just has to figure out the logic of this place, right, in any given moment. And he's stoked about that. It's just a constantly evolving puzzle or riddle for him, and he is just letting it wash over him. No, Guillaume is about as happy as he gets. Yeah, right now. And more so, too, I think, more than anything, what's kind of freaking him out is, like, he is actually genuinely starting to like and even trust the people around him, despite his best efforts. He is a observer of people.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily a friend or family member. It's starting to bug him now that he actually wants to, like, for instance, keep Pipistrella safe because she's just so gosh damn sweet.
You're gonna add Pipistrella to your friend list, is what you're saying.
Yeah, of like 2. But yeah, so that's how Guillaume.
You're on Guillaume's Facebook, which is literally a little black book.
Yeah.
That he draws faces in.
It's Tom for some reason,
Sorry,
and then
sorry, like the guy going.
Are they taking it to the next level? You gonna tell her you're doing?
it's gonna freak him out. He's thinking about it anyway. It freaks him out because that is actually whenever you asked that to Tiberius, Guillaume actually did think about that for a minute. But
Oh, is that a thing?
So we decided at the beginning of this campaign that it was rude to ask each other you're doing. And like it's usually the first thing Pipistrella says to
God
him.
dang it!
Like, what's your deepest, darkest secret?
Yeah,
Right,
it's like,
Right.
Oh,
this
you're
is
having-
how the sage. This is how the sage's prognosticated
how do you
the way I will
vote?
die.
Right,
Ah, man.
Yeah, and
You're doing
You've
the
been
very
stuck-
personal. It's a very personal.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
been stuck in a cave. He doesn't know.
and so you know she has the spell Doom Metal, which has to do with your dooming. It's just she failed.
Yeah.
So
But yeah,
Still,
there's
baddest name for a spell.
as opposed to them being interesting, kind of anthropological experiments that I am now in the presence of that have fed me and guarded me. Yeah, there is an actual like connection to them now, which is
It's good.
And then me as a player felt so tactically badass, even if none of my stuff actually popped. None of it procced, and I don't care because Enforcer was dope. I loved you getting to use Charge. It was all very fun.
Well, it'll be in a situation where you didn't have like the traits of the creature working against you would have been super useful.
Yeah.
But to that point, like the bird or crows has a swarm attack, which is a burst. So it's their center point 3 yards each way.
That was the first attack I made, and I destroyed a creature in one hit.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. That's real nice.
I murdered a bunch of
murdered a
murder
murderer.
crows.
Murder.
Bam! Yeah. That's the first time. Yeah, it's because you exceeded 4 damage thresholds. Like whenever you do enough damage to exceed 4 damage thresholds, you're instantly slain.
Oh,
If you exceed 4 peril thresholds, you're instantly incapacitated and unconscious.
so I should have screamed at them while I did it.
Yeah. So what we'll do next week the following week will be the race to the stone, and then whoever gets there first gets Bam Bam.
Somebody's playing dirty. It's this guy.
Yeah.
I got the
Well,
chicken legs.
That's
I
right.
had a whip.
I got a rock.
And I got a robe.
So you know now that there is a cave that they can't get through.
Yeah.
Called Two Toothpick, too small. They've got the stone they threw.
it was a little hard for me to pay attention.
They're so competitive. I love it.
Well, no, it was just the voices were funny,
Dude.
and I had a hard time understanding a little bit, but it was just like what? When you were talking at
For real, the
Yeah.
characterization of those
Yeah.
guys were brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you managed to actually put together that much broken English to actually connect things and make it work, but very well done.
All on the fly. 27 years of experience game master.
There you go.
Buy my inner starter kit if you like this.
Do
I'm
it.
just kidding. Too late, I already bought it. Buy more. Nonetheless, we'll see you. It'll be next time we play. It'll be session 17. Holy moly!
17.
I am Matt. Tim will definitely be back for that session. Nick is probably going to be out for the next couple, but he'll be returning. I think probably mid to late February.
Give me back my blunt my blunt instrument in Clovis.
See you all next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Uh,